Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to a beautiful night of high school football here at the H.G. Morse Range in the Villages, where spring is in the air and so is the excitement. I'm Kyle Coppola, joined by my broadcast partner, Cody Hills, and you're watching live action on TVCS Live as the Villages Buffalo take on Zephyrhills in this highly anticipated spring football showdown. Tonight is more than just a spring football game. It's the beginning of a new chapter in both of these proud programs. The Villages finished 5-5 last fall, and they're hungry to take a step forward this year in 2025. Zephyrhills coming off an 8-4 season. They enter a new era after graduating some serious offensive firepower last year. The Bulldogs will look to regroup after losing standout quarterback Xavier Jackson and explosive running back Tristan Cannon, along with their dynamic wide receiver DJ Pickett, who moved on to LSU. That trio was responsible for a lot of fireworks last season, so all eyes are going to be on who steps up next tonight. On the other side, the Villages says goodbye to key playmakers, running back Malik Williams, wide receiver Brady Powell, and tight end Jonathan Harding, who's now suiting up for Memphis. They are all gone defensively. They also lost tackler Makeen Harrison, which leaves some big shoes to fill, but don't count the Buffalo out of anything because they are returning not one, but two capable quarterbacks. Patrick Harding, who tossed 657 yards and 8 touchdowns last year, and Jaden Kennedy, who added 666 yards and 6 touchdowns of his own. Both are back and ready to battle for the QB1 spot. And anchoring the defense, none other than Cole Logan, the tackling machine who racked up 106 stops last season. Brady Hunt also returning, bringing leadership toughness to the field as well. The big question mark, maybe the defensive backfield and how this defense is going to shape up this season. It'll have a fresh new look, and we're going to be looking closely as to who rises to the occasion. Cody, lots of youth on display tonight, and that means we could be witnessing the next stars in the making.
Yeah, this is what you play these type of games for, right, Kyle? You want a spring classic exhibition. You want to get your opportunity to face someone else, right? These guys have been practicing 13, 14 days now. Finally have an opportunity to hit somebody else and get some of these young guys and these inexperienced guys. You talked about all the new faces in new places for this Buffalo team. Get them in game experience. A lot of guys have not stepped on this varsity field, or if they have, very limited roles last year. So it's a big opportunity for them to come out and get ready to go and have their first experience here tonight before we get to the real start come August.
Right you are, Cody, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching this game tonight. The first action of 2025, this team was scheduled to have a green versus gold game last Friday night, but that got canceled due to inclement weather. So we're getting you set for the action this evening. The Buffalo are set to come out of the tunnel for the first time in 2025, and we are so excited to bring it to you on TVCS Live. So as we wait for the Buffalo to come on out, Cody, what are you most looking forward to tonight in tonight's football game?
Well, I think you mentioned it in the opening about in terms of the Villages, the two quarterbacks, right? Patrick Harding, Jaden Kennedy. We're going to get to see Patrick Harding first. He was tabbed the starter by head coach Richard Pettis. Sort of maybe figured that, maybe just an inch ahead because of the experience that he has over Jaden Kennedy. But look, very much a quarterback competition, not a controversy. Coach Pettis with a ton of confidence in both of these guys, and that's why we're going to see both of them. Don't quite know the rotation yet, whether it's going to be a drive-by-drive, series-by-series, maybe it'll be by quarter, maybe first half, second half. Don't quite know the plans that Coach Pettis has just yet for his quarterbacks, but no matter what it is, I'm excited to see both of these guys and get both of them back into game action. Look, we haven't seen this team on the field, Kyle, in 6 months. Got to go back to November in the regional quarterfinal against Bradford. Buffalo looking to improve upon a 5-5 record from a year ago.
Coin toss currently going on right there at midfield. You got down there number 22, Jaden Thompson returns this season. And then you also got down there Patrick Harding, along with number 67. That's Brett Whitman. I'm really excited about him and to see how he ends up this season. He's put on a lot of weight this season, muscle mass, and he looks really good, Cody.
Yeah, he does. Nickname Meat. and for good reason, up over 300 pounds on that offensive and defensive line. Brett Widman, a big key piece, I think. That's one area that Coach Pettis feels pretty good about this team, and he's usually very guarded and a little bit more cautious this time of year. I'd say he's cautiously optimistic this year, Kyle, about his offensive line and those 5 spots, maybe even 6 guys up front that he has confidence in, that played significant snaps last year, got them coming back this year, feeling good about that offensive line, and it starts with Brett Widman and the physicality that he'll bring to this VHS front.
We did have a number change before the game. Brady Hunt typically wears number 12. He came out and his jersey was constricting him. So he has switched to number 0 tonight. Brady Hunt coming off of a pretty decent season, made 51 tackles last year, so we'll look out for him to have a big season in 2025. Well, we've waited long enough. The Old Glory is going to be put up in the air. It's going to be carried by Captain Brett Widman, and the Buffalo about to come out here. Here they come out of the tunnel, and for the first time in 2025, it is time for Friday Night Lights football. Looking forward to getting this one started. The Villages against Zephyrhills on TVCS Live. Kyle Coppola alongside Cody Hills, bringing it to you live at the Villages at the H.G. Morse Range, as this is the 3rd season we are headed into at this beautiful facility, Cody.
It is absolutely gorgeous facility. Of course, you notice right away the artificial field turf surface looking pristine as it did the day it was installed. A little bit different format here tonight, Kyle. Let's tell the folks about that a little bit if we can, because we're going to get 3 quarters of varsity action here, then both coaches agreeing to go with their younger staff, maybe some more JV-led guys in that 4th quarter. Won't have any live kicks tonight as well. We'll let the punters punt. Wherever it's caught or downed, that's where the offense will start. Extra points, if a team wants to kick the extra point, the defense will come off the field. If they want to go for 2, the offense does, the scoring team, well, the defense will stay on the field. It's a little bit different look, but at the end of the day, Mr. Coppola, it's still football. It's still football here in Middleton. We're excited to have it back here tonight.
Well, Cody, we can't wait to kick things off, and it's the first game of 2025. A little weird. It's spring football. You get ready for the season, and then there's about a month and a half layoff, and then we do it all again come August. So this is really exciting. You get to kind of see what you have early on here in 2025, go into the off season, train a little bit, get set for August, and then we do it for real in just a couple of months. So thanks for joining us on TVCS Live, and it's going to be a lot of fun this evening. Cody Hills and Kyle Coppola on the call for you. It is going to be an awesome game. It is hot down there as well. A very warm spring football game, Cody.
Yeah, no, much rather be up here in the booth with you, Kyle, where it's nice and air conditioning. Field temps up near 100 degrees down there, even with the cooling surface on the field turf. Still nice and crispy. Thankfully, it should, as the sun starts to set, cool down a little bit, but that's a big part of the springtime, right? Conditioning and teams getting in good shape. It's going to be a big part of it here tonight. You got to watch for cramps and all that that sort of stuff early on, and that's goal number 1 for both of these programs, right? You want to get teams out of this healthy. Both squads cannot afford an injury at this point in time. That's just goal number 1 for both sides, and then you're just trying to execute a few plays here and there, and really, like Coach Pettis told me earlier this week, this is such a great opportunity for us to just see what we have going into the summer workouts, a critical point for this program.
Right you are, Cody. And back to return for the Villages is going to be Amari Hill, also out there. He is number 5. Wearing number 5 this year, Jonathan Williams. Of course, last year, that number worn by Harding. Jonathan Harding, he graduated. He's playing with, well, he's about to graduate in about a week's time. He's still a senior at the Villages, but he'll be graduating and playing with Memphis next year. So here we go. Kick is away, and it's going to be down by Amari Hill. The Villages will start with the ball first, and we'll see this new look offense for the Villages in 2025. And what can we look forward to here, Cody?
Well, I think we talked about the offensive line, right? And maybe just looking a little bit better there. That helps so much, having that offensive line and having it in place and ready to go. I think we'll hopefully see an improved passing game because of that. And we talked about a little bit different look in terms of the fullback tonight. Running back position, losing Malik Williams, a couple new faces back there. Just looking to see incremental increases in terms of execution and success by this offense.
Cole Logan gets the start at running back. He's going to have the ball up the middle, gains about 2 yards on the play. And he's going to be taken down. First on play is Kyrie Everett. Had 93 tackles last year. Kyrie had a big season for the Bulldogs, and Cole Logan with 2 yards on the play. So 2nd down and 8. Also see the Village's coaching staff on the lower right portion of your screen as well, wearing the Hawaiian shirts tonight and some shorts. Don't usually normally see that, but here's Cole Logan breaking through, and that's a great run by Cole Logan. Cole Logan got a little bit of work at the running back position last year, the 6 foot, 180-pound junior. He's going to be coming into his senior year, Cody.
Yeah, Cole Logan expected to carry the load, if you will. I think we'll see some of Jonathan Williams back there as well. Jonathan Williams got a lot of carries in the backfield, especially against Bradford in that regional quarterfinal, a tough shutout loss for VHS, but they went to him early and often in that game. Cole Logan, though, such a physical, downhill running back, Kyle, and it's a good physical presence to have back there.
Right you are. Here's Cole Logan again, breaks another tackle. He's eventually brought down by Kingston McAuliffe, but he gains about 8 on that play, so that's going to bring up a 2nd down and short. Cole Logan was an interesting last year because he got into games, and Malik Williams, of course, was the starter, but when Cole Logan got in, he averaged around 5 to 6 yards a carry, so he's fully capable of being a great running back.
Yeah, and this offense wants to go downhill with the running game. A lot of power up the middle, a lot of gut, dive, the traditional running plays right at you as a defense.
Here's the first pass of the game. Patrick Harding backs up to pass. He throws it downfield, and it falls incomplete. The intended target was Jaden Danforth, the 6 foot, 160-pound junior. He's going to be headed into his senior year, and we'll see how they utilize Jaden Danforth this year because he was defensive back last year, played some wide receiver, and had a couple of touchdowns last year, but looking forward to great things out of number 2.
Yeah, certainly Jaden Danforth, a weapon on the outside along with Amari Hill right there. Just got bullied a little bit. Kingston McCullough, the cornerback on the near side here for Zephyrhills, just sort of rode Jaden Danforth out of bounds right from the start. Big 3rd down and short here coming up.
3rd down and short. The ball is going to be kept by Harding. Makes a move trying to get there, and looks like he's going to have a 1st down. So the Buffalo get another 1st down on the quarterback keeper by Patrick Harding. One of the things Patrick Harding has done this season is he's beefed up in the weight room. He comes in looking a lot meaner than he did last year.
Yeah, it really is. And one thing about him, too, is just the work ethic. I mean, you see it physically, but anyone who knows has been around this program knows that he has been such a good leader for this program day in and day out, setting the example. And you know as well as I do, Kyle, you need those guys around your locker room to have a successful program.
Coaching staff does a great job at the Villages, of course. And here's a 1st down play. What a nice job by Kyrie Everett breaking through and making the tackle there. Again, Kyrie Everett coming off of a 93 tackle season, 8 tackles for a loss last season. He's going to be one that the Zephyrhills Bulldogs have to rely on this season.
The Zephyrhills team, talked about VHS and how much they lost, 19 seniors. Zephyrhills and others had 14 seniors graduating this week for them as well down in Pasco County. So they've got a little bit of a retooling and rebuilding to do as well down in the bottled water city of Zephyrhills. But I tell you what, good program down there. We've seen them quite a bit recently.
And here's a pass. Oh, Jaden Danforth gets absolutely lit up. And that's going to be an instant flag. Sanian Black ended up lighting up Jaden Danforth. I hope he's okay. Wow.
Yeah, Danforth coming across the middle. Sanian Black just trying to come in and make the play and definitely knocks the wind out of Jaden Danforth here. Tough for him. Go down on that play right there. And, well, you hate to see that in a spring classic.
Oh. We are going to go to a break, and we will be right back here on TVCS Live. And we are back on TVCS Live, and thankfully Jaden Danforth was able to walk off the field. Looks like he had the wind knocked out of him, but he will be checked out by the athletic training staff at the Villages. That'll bring up a first down for the Buffalo in Zephyrhills territory now, inside the 35-yard line, down at the 33-yard line. Been a really good offensive series for the Villages so far. First down and 10, Patrick Harding in the shotgun formation, sends Hunt in motion, is going to give this one to Cole Logan, and Logan gains about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Logan picking right up where he left off last season. Logan did great on the defense, was a great linebacker last season, but might be called on to do more running back duties this season. Of course, you lose Malik Williams, and looking like Cole Logan might be the guy here early on in 2025, Cody.
Yeah, he just might be. We talked about the attrition that this team's having to face, and it comes with the participation numbers overall, right? A lot of these guys going to play both ways, Cole Logan included, going to expected to be contributed both the fullback spot and middle linebacker. It's really a tough way to try to keep yourself in shape playing both positions.
And this is good. Oh, a fumble on the ground. It's going to be picked up. Luckily, I believe that might have been Cole Logan that was able to get on top of it. He does. Coming in and disrupting the play was number 16, Trey Hoyle, and was able to knock the ball free. And now it's a big third down for Zephyrhills, and the defense try to get off this field, Cody.
Yeah, double linebacker blitz right through the A gap there. It looked like not only Hoyle there, 16 in white, but number 4, Julius Denson, came flying through. He might have actually got the first hand on it and knocked that ball free. Really good concept there, and it's good teaching film right there, right? Good teach tape for Coach Pettis to be able to show that on film, and hey, we got to get that picked up come August or September.
Third down and 15 for the Villages. Patrick Harding backs up to pass. Oh, and he's going to be flushed out here. Looking downfield, has an open receiver, and it's caught, and that's going to be a first down for the Villages, and that is caught by Brady Hunt.
Oh, Brady Hunt, basketball player in the wintertime, showing off the hops there, wins a jump ball. I think that was against, number 13, Tyson McCullough there, Kyle. Just went up for the ball. Incredible. Good job by Patrick Harding, first off, to roll out of that pressure. Maybe a little bit ill-advised throw. Not sure if that's one of those as a coach. You're like, no, yes. Right as Brady Hunt makes the catch. Big-time game for the Buffalo, and now inside the red zone.
Brady Hunt, another great grab from him. Had to switch numbers in opening warm-ups. Started with the number 12, but was constricted and decided to end up going with a larger uniform, and they put number 0 on him. So he's wearing number 0 tonight. Not sure if that's going to stick for the regular season, but he isn't number 0 this evening. Here's Cole Logan up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by Kyrie Everett, but gains about 4 or 5 on the play, and the Village is threatening inside the 10-yard line, Cody.
Yeah, good little drive here by VHS, keeping it going, keeping it moving down the field. Able to pick up some big chunk plays when you need it, but more so methodically, right? Except for maybe the negative play with the strip sack, recovering that fumble. They've kept going forward and kept moving the ball downfield.
We are working on the score, bud. It's 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's a 0-0 game. Ball on the 10-yard line. Second down and 5. This one's going to be a keeper. And maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play by Patrick Harding. And that'll bring up a third down and short. Zephyrhills going to try to stop the Villages on this play. As far as the Villages go, they have a new kicker this season. We'll see if they end up kicking if they don't convert this. Keenan Boozer coming over this year to replace a couple of players that the Villages lost last year. Brady Powell was the kicker, and so Keenan Boozer going to be the kicker this season. Third down and 4. Patrick Harding in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Going to keep it up the middle, and Patrick Harding into the end zone for the first touchdown of 2025. Patrick Harding.
Oh, gutsy effort there by the quarterback 9 in black, sort of just the quarterback draw. Took it right back up the middle. Took maybe a half step back there, Kyle, to give the illusion he was going to throw, and then it was a design run all the way, and he just powers his way up through the middle. Good job by that interior offensive line led by center Jay Bridges. Cleared out the room for number 9 to score, and the Buffalo have their first points, and see the extra point here by VHS, the aforementioned Boozer. So Zephyrhills defense will come off the field here in this springtime exhibition.
Out comes Keenan Boozer, his first kick for the Villages varsity team. It is up and it's through. And so the Villages lead 7-0. That was a heck of a drive. They took a lot of time on that drive. 5 minutes and 34 seconds remain in the first quarter. So that was a heck of a first drive for the Villages. They kind of picked the defense apart for Zephyrhills, but now we're going to get to see what the Villages has on defense, Cody.
Yeah, really excited to see what defensive coordinator Myrick Geis has put together. You know, this is every year it seems like, you know, as sure as the death taxes and Myrick Geis putting this defense together, because he does such a good job every single year. He knows the system because, well, he played in the system, the all-time leading tackler here in program history, and teaches it really well. Fundamentals are at the base of it, as it often is, and this defense loves to fly around, read with the offense, and then go and attack. And so 11 missiles to the ball, I've heard Coach Geis say throughout practice. That is what they want to be. So a lot of new faces, though. We talked about losing Mikeen Harrison, losing Reese Dennis, losing Brady Powell off the back end. I mean, there's a lot of pieces missing. Malik Williams. How is this defense going to replace them all? You get our first look at it right here, buddy.
So Keenan Boozer will kick it off. See who's back to return for Zephyrhills. It's going to be Roe Miller back to return. Miller along with Shakur Johnson. And Johnson will take it, and that's where the offense will set up for Zephyrhills. Going to be a very different looking Zephyrhills offense in 2025.
Yeah, certainly a lot of new pieces for them as well, Kyle. We talked about it, 14 seniors graduating, but even some guys who didn't graduate, maybe some returning players from a year ago, we expected. I know you picked that up in our pregame, that maybe transferred on and moved somewhere else. So a lot of pieces, both sides of the ball here, to get worked out in this first possession for Zephyrhills.
And so it's first down and 10 for Zephyrhills. Coming out for quarterback is going to be Ethan Stone this season. Ethan Stone. I give this one to Roe Miller. Roe Miller, very quick player, and it gains about 9 yards there. We'll see if they give him the first down. Looks like about 10 yards. And they're going to give him a first down, so 10 yards on the first play for Roe Miller.
Yeah, good burst there by Miller, Roe Miller. He's got that quick first step and up through the interior of that Buffalo defensive line. Able to kind of knife through. A good steal block there. I believe it was the right guard kind of pulled through, or excuse me, left guard pulled through.
Zephyrhills has been a throwing team the last couple of years. We'll see if that changes this season. Last year, quarterback Xavier Jackson threw for over 22,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, Xavier Jackson last season. He was not afraid to air the ball out. This year, going to be a little bit of a different situation, I think, for Zephyrhills, Cody.
Yeah, it is. And just the weapons, right, year to year, you don't quite know what you're going to have. And I think Zephyrhills can find a little bit more balance. It might actually behoove them a little bit, especially on the ground here with Roe Miller.
Breaking through the play is the Villages defense, and they are led by Brett Widman. Able to get in there.
I think Widman in there up the middle is also as well. It was Will Maldonado, the freshman, number 71. Big body down there on that defensive line. He filled a gap and knifed through, and that's what you want. This defensive line under Myrick Geis, defensive corner. You want these guys to slant through and just disrupt gaps for the opposing offensive line.
Braden Parsons in there as well. Braden Parsons, the 6'2", 295-pound defensive tackle. Here's a passing situation. And it was nearly complete, but out of play. Good coverage on the play by Brady Hunt. And that brings up a 4th down and 8. And Zephyrhills will elect to punt this ball.
Good coverage there. Brady Hunt also behind him. Good to see Jaden Danforth back in there defensively. Remember, he took that hard hit. Came out of the game offensively for VHS. He's back on the field defensively. Good to see here. And now we'll see a bit of a free kick situation, Kyle. Again, the Springtime Exhibition Classic. The punter will be able to punt this ball away. Wherever it lands or it's caught, that's where the Buffalo offense will start.
See how far Ethan Stone can boot this ball. It's a good one. And it'll be returned at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Villages offense will start once again. So great first possession for the Villages offense, and the defense looking pretty good out there early on against Zephyrhills. who are coming off of a season in which they were 8-4 last year. You have to go all the way back to 2019, the last time Zephyrhills has not won more than 8 games in a season, Cody.
Yeah, it's a really good program, down there just year after year, established in tradition, right, down in Pasco County, and certainly know what you're going to get when you get down into a game with them. You're going to get athletes who are well coached, disciplined for the most part, and you'll be in for a fourth quarter battle. Thankfully tonight, 3 quarters of varsity action, and then fourth quarter junior varsity action, as we mentioned in our opening. But either way, it's a really good look at the talent that Zephyrhills has and what VHS has on tap as well.
First quarter action, 3 minutes 42 seconds remain. It's a 7-0 game. The Villages lead currently. We have flags on that play. A gain of about 1 or 2 on the play. It's going to be a hold against the Villages offense. And so that'll back the Villages up by about 5 yards. Again, 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. We are working on the score bug and trying to get that back up there for you, but Village is currently leading 7-0. They have looked good early on here, but miscue here in the first flag of the 2025 season, Cody.
Yeah, Braden Parsons there, I believe, was the guilty party. Kind of got beat off the position there and had to get out of position there with his hands, had to reach, and just got flagged for the holding.
Village's offense penalized 10 yards, is first down and 20. In there at running back, you're going to see is Jeremiah Wimes, 5'8", 170-pound junior. He'll be going into his senior year. Made 80 tackles last year on the defense. And they'll use, Patrick Harding is going to fumble into the end zone. Zephyrhills trying to fall on top of it.
Oh, this is worth at least potentially 5 to 6 points here, depending who comes out with this ball. It's either a touchdown or a safety. I believe it's going to be a safety. We'll see if they give. Yes, it is. VHS got under it. But either way, a disastrous play there, Kyle. Just the pressure got home. Offensive line broke down, and Harding, with nowhere to go, turned his back to the defense. Couldn't escape it. Another strip sack. That's a 2 points the other way for the Zephyrhills Bulldogs.
You got to give it up for the Zephyrhills Bulldogs defense. They come up when it counts, and that's 2 strips sacks that they've had in this game so far. So it results in 2 points for the Bulldogs. 7-2 is the score. And the Bulldogs will get the ball back as well. So had that miscue as the Villages jumped off sides, and then obviously not what they wanted, but good thing it's a preseason game, Cody.
Yeah, it is, Kyle. I mean, this is where you want to get the mistakes and the miscues out of the way here and figure it out. And no better time than now to get that good film and let the coaches break it down and get you back in there into the meeting rooms and the workouts and get back to it and learn from your mistakes here tonight.
Score is currently 7-2. Working on the score bug along with the scoreboard as well. Currently says 24-7, but we know that it's 7-2. So working on that, and we got about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. So thanks for joining us on TVCS Live. Zephyrhills will take over, and it'll be a first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Again, they're coming off of an 8-4 season. They had DJ Pickett last year, who committed to LSU. He had 658 yards, receiving 8 touchdowns last year, averaged 18.8 yards, and also had 5 interceptions on defense. So DJ Pickett was a heck of an athlete last year for Zephyrhills. And so we have a first down and 10 for Zephyrhills, the ball on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, DJ.
Ethan Stone.
I'm sorry there, Kyle. Good play here up the middle. Another first down gain by Zephyrhills on first down. Yeah, DJ Pickett out of Zephyrhills. Now at LSU, defensive back. Kyle, one of the most talented players I have ever seen, and sort of played in slow motion pre-snap, right? Or as soon as the ball was snapped, and then just took off like a bullet. I mean, just incredible speed. He was fun to watch for Zephyrhills. A big loss for them going forward.
Right, you are, Cody. Going to be a tough player to replace, as well as a quarterback, Xavier Jackson. He was fantastic the last couple of years to watch at Zephyrhills. Here's a fumble on the ground, and the Village is trying to pick it up.
I think they might have got on it, Kyle.
Yeah, I believe number 75, Malcolm Major, is going to be able to scoop that up.
sorted out.
And it's
It is.
Village's ball.
Wow, good call too, Kyle. I think that is Malcolm Major there at the bottom of the pile. Big time play right there, 75 in black. That's a freshman. Couple impact freshmen. We already talked about Will Maldonado, the defensive line. Big number 71. Well, now 75, Malcolm Major. A couple of freshmen, big impact plays early. That's what you love to see in the spring. Some of this youthful impact on the defensive front.
Malcolm Majors is a 5'7", 250-pound freshman. He'll be coming into his sophomore year in 2025, so that's really exciting for Majors, able to get a fumble recovery.
Big drive here, Kyle. Want to get the taste of that strip sack out of your mouth.
Ball's put in the air, and it is incomplete. And intended target was Jeremiah Wimes.
Now, another six-man rush there. Patrick Harding's kind of looking around, trying to direct traffic, hear from Coach Pettis on the sideline, also the coaches up in the booth, what they're seeing. Right now, VHS just doesn't have enough guys set there to block that Zephyrhills is bringing. It's 6-on-5, 7-on-6. Each time, Bulldogs are getting home and disrupting havoc and really throwing off the timing in this passing game, Kyle.
Yeah, Patrick Harding has not had a lot of time in the pocket so far. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. And their running back is, I believe that's Lopez. And they're at running back. No, that's actually number 5, Jonathan Williams in there. So first time we've seen Jonathan Williams tonight. And he got a lot of varsity snaps last season, had over 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns last season. And the Villages is really high on this young man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of young players right throughout that you're just hoping can come through. But I'll tell you what, no better opportunity than right here, right now, in a setting like this here tonight where wins and losses ultimately not going to matter in that regular season. You want a player like him to step up and make an impact.
We go a big 3rd down for the Villages. Patrick Harding is flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to try to throw it. It's intercepted. Intercepted by number 13, Tyson McAuliffe. And that is a turnover on the play. We also have flags down.
I think it could be a holding, Kyle, but either way. Oh, no, actually, this might be on the defense here. We'll see. Maybe official pointing on the defensive side, but either way, that's a play right there that Patrick Harding's just trying to do too much, right? You want him to just pull that ball down. Don't throw it as you're falling down. Look at the call here. It's against the Buffalo, so the interception's going to, one each way. A little offset. I tell you what, you want him to stick that ball in his back pocket, right? I mean, you do not want him there to get rid of that ball and throw it. It's just a play that you don't really want to have if you're VHS and result in a turnover here.
And so we get a timeout on the field, and both penalties offset there, so they're going to replay 3rd down here.
Yep. So, I mean, escaping the turnover, but it's still a play that you're going to mark down if you're head coach Richard Pettis. You're going to want to talk to Pat Harding about that, and just don't want to have that happen come August.
3rd down and 8 for the Buffalo. Patrick Harding in the shotgun going to send a man in motion. It's Amari Hill, and now he's sacked. Getting in there was Raymond Carr, number 33, makes the tackle. Also in there is Kyrie Everett.
Well, this has got to be frustrating for VHS. We talked about in the opening, the offensive line's one position group I think this coaching staff felt pretty good about. But right now, whether it's the communication from Patrick Harding relaying the calls out to the line or the protections themselves just not getting it blocked up front, whether it be execution or just getting a little bit out-schemed here a little bit in the early going. But, again, it's constant 6-on-5, 7-on-6, and sometimes just losing one-on-one matchups. Several sacks here. What is that, Kyle? Maybe 3 or 4 here already just in 3 drives.
Yeah, that's their 3rd or 4th sack here, and about 40 seconds remain in the first quarter. Here's Keenan Boozer who's going to knock this into the end zone. It's going to be caught at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, tough spot there because of the scrimmage, right? You're either traditionally would probably let that ball bounce, but because of the rules of the scrimmage, it's either where you catch it or where it was going to be downed at. It was going to be downed probably inside the 1, so I guess getting it the 1.5 or the 2 is a little bit better. Tough start here for Zephyrhills.
I think the referees are going to talk about this actually as well, as if they're going to respot the ball or they're going to actually go with the ball at the 2-yard line. So that's a huge miscue by Zephyrhills to fair catch that ball at the 2-yard line. And tough starting field position for the Bulldogs with 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Now here comes the offense of Zephyrhills. We've already had one safety in this game. We'll see if the Villages can force a safety.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs from their 2.
This one's going to be kept. And a couple of yards gained by number 9 Black. 9 Black in at the quarterback position.
Black right there was kind of dangling that ball out. Wasn't really running with it securely. Tucked up with 5 points up against his body. Keep that in check going forward.
So 9 Black is more of a wildcat option. Change of pace quarterback that Zephyrhills will look to employ this season. He gained about 4 yards on that play. 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Black flushed out, but he makes something of it. He's eventually tackled there by Jaden Danforth, but big play there for the Bulldogs, and I believe that's going to be enough for a first down, maybe. Not close to a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And so that's going to do it for the first quarter. The Buffalo leads 7-2. We'll have the second quarter coming up momentarily on TVCS Live.
Alliant Dermatology is a total care dermatology clinic specializing in skin care diagnosis and treatments, like Mohs surgery, blue light, and vein therapies. We are one of only 2 locations specializing in superficial electron therapies. Our staff is comprised of caring, experienced professionals who are here to help when life throws you a curveball. So don't go it alone. Come see us at Alliant Dermatology.
At Citizens First Bank, we believe in supporting our community and investing in the future of our students. That's why we created the Buffalo Charity Checking Account.
I'm Trey Mann, former basketball player at the Villages High School, currently in the NBA playing for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm proud to support our students with Citizens First Bank's Buffalo Charity Checking Account. Join me in making a difference today.
And we are back here on TVCS Live. Start of the second quarter, the Villages lead 7-2 over Zephyrhills as the spring football game. Kyle Cope alongside Cody Hills. Thanks for joining us this evening. At quarterback is 9 Black. Zephyrhills needing 1 yard for a first down, and they have it. And here's Roe Miller. Roe Miller coming back after a 752-yard season. He had 1,258 all-purpose yards last year, Cody.
Yeah, it's a heck of a player there, playmaker. Look, there's a lot of weapons on the Zephyrhills offense that you certainly got to be mindful of, and they come at you in a few different ways, right? We've already seen the downhill rushing attack. We've seen them try to throw the quick screens outside, and we haven't quite seen them try to throw the ball downfield, but you know it's got to be in there to keep defenses honest.
First down and 10 for Zephyrhills, rolling out to pass. This Black, and this one nearly picked off. And there was number 0, Brady Hunt. It was intended for number 3, Kristen McCullough. Ball's incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10.
Buffalo defense, good opening series, give up 1 first down and then force the punt, and then again, second series, first down and giving up on the first play, but then getting the takeaway. I mean, they're doing a really good job here defensively. The only points allowed coming by the offense with the safety. It's an encouraging sign, but there's just so many parts to figure out this time of year for both sides. We've talked about it already, but defensively, all the new faces and new places for the Buffalo and Zephyrhills. Look, we've already seen this the second quarterback in 3 drives, so they're trying to figure some stuff out as well.
Right you are, Cody. 2nd down and 10. Here's a throw, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere there. Looking for Diori Pope. Diori Pope had 44 tackles last season, played a lot on defense, but Pope playing a lot more offense this year. He's going to be used in a wide receiver role. for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right there you can see we just some of that timing right there. I mean, Black and Pope not even nearly on the same page in terms of the timing. Of course, the depth of that route as well. That ball thrown in the middle of nowhere and well over Pope's head.
So it brings up 3rd down and 10. Black in a shotgun formation and is going to give this one to Rowe. Rowe up the middle and is going to get a 1st down. Big gain by Rowe.
Buffalo defense, just a little bit of a breakdown there. Roe Miller, though, has got such a good burst, doesn't he, Kyle? I mean, that first step, he can take off and go with it. You got to slow him down early before he gets that momentum going.
So Roe Miller with a big gain. Again, he averaged around 6 to 7 yards per carry last season. And Roe Miller looking real good to start things off. Here's Black. Black going to throw it, and it's going to fall incomplete. The intended target was Jarvis Warren. So Zephyrhills struggling throwing the ball so far, Cody, but the run game has looked pretty good with Roe Miller so far.
Yeah, they're getting some good carries up the middle of VHS. A little bit better gap integrity, a little bit better leverage. But overall, I mean, I feel like our guy's got to be pretty happy, at least so far, with what he's getting defensively. A lot of moving parts on both sides. You don't quite know what to expect out of Zephyrhills.
Miller goes. So it's going to be a backwards pass, but it's caught by Miller. This one's out of play, and it's going to be a flag on the play, so we'll see if this is against the offense or defense.
Maybe some illegal blocking downfield or offensive pass interference. Looks like both these near side receivers, Kyle, were starting to block well downfield before that pass was let go. We'll see. It'll be a holding.
So that's going to back the Bulldogs up, and both teams have been plagued by a couple of penalties so far in this game.
You expect that a little bit, right? I mean, it's the first game action for these teams in 6 months since last November, and no officials at practice calling that stuff. So first time kind of under the watchful eye of the men in stripes. And, hey, we thank this crew for being out here tonight, right? What do we got, a 4-man crew, including 2 up in the booth here running the clock for us. So 5-man crew on the field. So hey, happy to have them out here tonight in the Spring Classic.
2nd down and 20 for Zephyrhills. 10 minutes, 49 seconds to go in the first half. 7-2 lead for the Villages. Zephyrhills in a shotgun formation, and this one's fumbled on the snap. It's going to be taken by Black, but he's going to be met by a host of Villages defenders, led by number 57, Caleb Butler, who's in there on the sack.
I've seen a couple bad snaps there. Zephyrhills. Black not able to really, he was just able to corral that, I should say, but not able to escape that Buffalo defense. And you said it, Kyle. I mean, these guys are really hungry to the football. As soon as, sort of seems like they got this instinct, as soon as anything goes awry offensively, a bad snap, maybe a bad toss, pitch, whatever it is, this Buffalo defense is all over it, smelling blood in the water, getting guys to the football and trying to make a play.
There's Jake Godfrey, that's the center for Zephyrhills, and he and Black are not on the same page right now. And here's a snap taken by Black. Black's going to have to throw this one downfield, and this one's going to be nearly picked off by the Villages. Getting a hand on that was Jonathan Williams. It falls incomplete.
And Jonathan Williams back there, talked about earlier what he can do as a running back or a fullback, more of a traditional tailback, but of course in this offensive system, it's a fullback, and talked about what he can do on that side of the ball, but defensively, not a bad option in that back end, is he? I mean, he's got speed, he's got athleticism, got a really good nose and a knack for getting after the football, and right there, you just saw him go and make a play there.
And so that'll force a punt. Coming on to punt for the Bulldogs is Ethan Sloan. Stone this one down to about the 44-yard line. Good punt for Zephyrhills, and that'll change the field position just a little bit as we have our scoreboard back. The Village is up 7-2, and we got about 9 minutes, 49 seconds left. The time is wrong on the scoreboard, but we do have it back for the time being. Thanks for joining us on TVCS Live. I'm Kyle Coppola alongside Cody Hills. Villages was able to get off to an early 7-0 lead in the first quarter and then gave up a safety. And so that's where things currently stand so far as the Villages come back out on offense. Patrick Harding back out there, and it's going to be an offsides on the Villages. It looks like that was Blake Branham who jumped off sides. He'll be replaced by Dominic Lopez. It'll push the Villages back 5 yards, so it'll be first down and 15. Just one of those things is trying to learn the cadences here early in the 2025 season, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, it's just early season stuff, right? Or even preseason, technically, with this. Technically is the first 2025 matchup, but it's not going to count certainly towards the season. But hey, you just want to get that little stuff out of the way, get all the I's dotted and the T's crossed here.
That was Cole Logan on the carry, gained 6 yards on the play, sets up a second down and 9 for the Villages offense. Patrick Harding, the 6'3", 190-pound junior, will be headed into his senior year. And he's going to roll out to pass. That one intended downfield for Amari Hill falls incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Kingston McAuliffe. And that brings up a third down and 9. So we got 9 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first half. 7-2 lead for the Villages.
Yeah, VHS try to move the ball here a little bit. Just flip the field here some. I mean, defensively, you're getting what you want out of it. Offensively, a good opening drive and then some tumultuous sequences ever since then. So really struggling here. Try to get stuff going after a good opening drive. And that's something we saw last year, isn't it, Kyle? They had a lot of good first drives that maybe took a little while to settle in.
Yeah, right you are. Third down and 9. Patrick Harding airing this one out downfield, and this one's going to be nearly intercepted. The intended target was Brady Hunt, and he goes down hard. I hope he's okay. There were 3 players on that play. Also down is Sanayan Black, the quarterback, and the defensive back for Zephyrhills. It was defended on the play by Kingston McAuliffe, so hopefully those players are okay here, Cody.
Yeah, Black and McAuliffe, and then, of course, Brady Hunt. I mean, all 3 going up for it. Not a really well-advised throw there by Harding, throwing it up into double coverage. Certainly don't want to risk another turnover, but tough play there, and hopefully Brady Hunt's all right.
We're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll be right back on TVCS Live.
If you're looking for that special place to call home and become part of a community where neighbors are more like family, we invite you to discover Middleton, a family-friendly community conveniently located surrounding the state-of-the-art, newly expanded campus of the Villages Charter School, and the up-and-coming Middleton downtown featuring all your daily conveniences. To learn more about Middleton and the wide variety of homes, we encourage you to come visit Middleton.
A great place to call home.
And we are back here on TVCS Live. All players were able to walk off the field under their own power, which is great to see. And again, this is the spring football game. We are 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. 7-2 lead for the Villages, and Zephyrhills will once again get the ball. And they'll have it at the 25-yard line as this one went into the end zone, and we'll get a touchback. Excuse me, they'll put the ball at the 20-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 for Zephyrhills. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful evening in Central Florida. We're in the Villages, about 45 minutes north of Orlando. Bulldogs have a first down and 10. Back in at quarterback is Ethan Stone.
Boy, some late arriving players here by BHS. Parsons and Widman late to get on the field, and Zephyrhills runs right through them where their spots would have been, and that makes the VHS coaching staff very upset on the sideline there. Those guys ran on late.
Yeah, Roe Miller, again, carving up the defense. And he's a speedster. Gonna have to look out for him this year. Roe Miller coming off of a 752-yard season. 6.6 yards per carry average from him. We have a flag down on this play. Is fumbled out of bounds. That was Graylin Johnson on the carry. Gained about 4 yards on the play, and eventually that ball was lost out of bounds, but we'll see what the flag is for here, Cody.
I don't know if this is going to come back or wait and see, let these guys make their call. But another holding here against Zephyrhills. Boy, they can't get out of their own way sometimes here offensively, Kyle. They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot and get themselves behind the chains. I don't think we're getting the best look at this Bulldogs offense tonight as they are continuing to make some mistakes here up front.
Yeah, they can't even get over midfield so far in this game. It's been a challenge thus far for the Bulldogs as they're looking at a brand new look, totally new offense really here for the Bulldogs. They lost their number one quarterback, their number one running back, and their number one wide receiver and defensive back. So big changes for Zephyrhills this season. This one is thrown and caught by Kingston McAuliffe. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up a third down here. Should be third down, I believe, or I'm going to say it's second. Second down and long. 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this first half as we have our score bug back. Thanks for bearing with us here for those technical difficulties, and this one's going to be taken up the gut by Stone, and Stone gains about 6 yards on that play and makes it a third and long, but more third and manageable for the Bulldogs here, Cody.
Yeah, a little bit better there. Maybe, what, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 17. Ethan Stone back in on this drive, and maybe not quite the most prolific passer, but you can tell they want to run a little bit. And we saw that both with Stone here and now, and then as well as Sinai Black when he was in at quarterback. I think they probably want to stick with Black, but if you recall, Kyle, he was hurt down here on that jump ball to end the last Buffalo drive, so hopefully he's okay, can get back in the game. It's Ethan Stone's show for now.
Stone sends a man in motion. He's going to keep himself up the middle, and he's met by a bunch of Village's defenders, and that was led by number 4, Dominic Lopez. Dominic Lopez wearing number 4 this year. That's going to be taking a little bit getting used to as he takes over Malik Williams' number.
Yeah, from afar, maybe similar, sort of a similar build, right? Big bodied linebacker, but that's a big gap to fill. Malik Williams heading to Warner University down here in Central Florida and to pursue a powerlifting career. It's exciting for Malik Williams, of course, a state champion, the state weightlifting meet just a month ago now. So exciting for him to get to continue his career as this punt be short of midfield, Kyle.
Yeah, that is not a good punt for Zephyrhills. They've had a bunch of good punts tonight. That one not so good. It'll be down at about the I believe they're going to down this inside Zephyrhills territory. So not too good of a punt there, but the defense has looked a lot better here for Zephyrhills. They struggled early on that first drive, Cody, but they've been able to hold strong. I know the offense not doing them any favors, but you got to like what you're seeing if you're head coach Nick Carroll of your defense for Zephyrhills.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of that too is I can't really recall, but I don't believe they brought a whole lot of pressure right back on that first drive, and VHS was able to sort of methodically move the ball down the field, mix up the run and the pass. They were getting good, efficient gains. No matter whether it was through the air or on the ground. And since then, a little bit more pressure coming by the Bulldogs defense and head coach Nick Carroll. And I tell you what, it's getting home. Really frustrating this Buffalo offense. And got ourselves quarterback change here, Kyle. Get our first look at Jaden's Kennedy, number 1 in black.
So Jaden's Kennedy coming out for the Villages. Had a 5-touchdown performance last year in his first career varsity start that he was able to get. There's a handoff up the middle. Jaden's Kennedy comes in. He's the 5'9", 165-pound sophomore. He'll be a junior when things start in August, but looking forward to great things out of this young man. He's kind of a change of pace quarterback as well. Can use his legs, and he's a pretty exciting guy. Got to see him in a couple of games last year, Cody.
Yeah, Jaden's Kennedy, a ton of electricity with his legs, able to extend plays.
Backing up to pass, throwing downfield, and this one was caught by Amari Hill, but was he out of bounds? Referees are going to get together and discuss, and they're going to say that he was out of bounds. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Jaden's Kennedy, though, we talked about it in our opening, right? 2 quarterbacks that have played A lot of snaps. Most teams probably aren't comfortable with having one quarterback this time of year. Maybe they're just settled on one. I think head coach Richard Pettis feels pretty good about both Pat Harding and Jay Kennedy, no matter which way he has to go. I think they're a lot more similar maybe than they are different. Yes, their skill set's a little bit different. Jaden Kennedy makes a little bit more plays with his feet, throws on the run. Patrick Harding more of a pocket passer, but I tell you what, I mean, both of these guys can command the offense. They can lead the offense. They know the calls. They're good at reading defenses, and that's what really predicates success for a quarterback in Coach Pettis' offense.
3rd down and 7, Kennedy, and this one's going to be incomplete. The intended target was number 17, Blake Branham, but we do have a flag down on the play, Cody.
Not to see here. Maybe there's a little bit of holding there on the defensive backfield. They are asking, I think, Zephyrhills here, so it might be against VHS, see if they want to decline this or push him back. Legal formation penalty or legal procedure here, I think, coming against VHS.
And so that's going to be bringing up 4th down. And they have declined that penalty, so it'll be 4th down and 7. This is in the area that you might think about going for, Cody.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that was the decision for Coach Carroll on that opposite sideline is, do you want to give them a little bit more manageable 4th down? What are we looking at, 4th and 7? Or want to push them back and go for 3rd down again? Coach Carroll's going to win this battle of a stare down as the Buffalo punt unit's going to come on. Good decision there to decline it. You get this football back here with just about 5 minutes to go in this first half.
So Villages will try to pin Zephyrhills deep. On comes Keenan Boozer. And this one is going to be down inside the 10-yard line. And it'll roll back to the 10-yard line, and that's where Zephyrhills will start with the football. Zephyrhills has had terrible field position this entire game. They haven't been able to get out of their own way offensively. A couple of penalties have really hindered their offensive efforts so far in this first half, but they're only down 5, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, they're right here in this game, right? And yeah, you know, it's just an exhibition. It's just trying to get a good look at your squad for next year. But darn it, we're keeping score here tonight, right? So both these teams want to win. Both teams, the result's going to matter to them at least somewhat. The competitive juices are flowing out here tonight. So, yeah, I think if you're Zephyrhills, you feel like you're in this ball game. Maybe you're figuring out something defensively. You just got to find a way offensively to move it.
Here's Roe Miller breaking a tackle. He's to the 25, the 30, up to the 40, and had one man to beat and is going to be brought down by number 17, Blake Branham. But a big pickup for Roe Miller, once again having a spectacular spring football game.
Yeah, Roe Miller finding some room right up the gut of this Buffalo defense. That's going to frustrate defensive coordinator Myra Geis. I just know it. Guys just not being in the right spots, covering their gaps, and linebackers filling into the wrong holes, and there goes Roe Miller.
And now Zephyrhills will look to pass. This is Stone. This is a pass over to number 22, Quentin Single. Falls incomplete, brings up a 2nd down and 10.
VHS probably feels pretty good when Zephyrhills has to put the ball in the air. If you're the Buffalo defense, I think you like your odds when the visitors have to drop back and pass, but it's the runs up the middle with Roe Miller. Got to watch that. Of course, the design quarterback runs as well, whether it's Stone or Black back there. Stone for now.
Stone going to give this to Roe Miller, who's looking to cut up outside, and he's going to be brought down by Brady Hunt. Minimal gauge on the play, maybe about a yard or two. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. And this is a situation where Zephyrhills has struggled. They have struggled to pick up first downs in long yardage 3rd down situations this evening.
Yeah, it's not predicated on success. If you're struggling to throw the ball, struggling to really attack downfield against an opponent, you don't want to get behind the chains like Zephyrhills has been. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but I don't believe they've had anything shorter than a 3rd and 5 all night long. I mean, they have been deep in 3rd down territory. Another one here, 3rd and 8.
Stone backs up to pass, looks downfield, and this one's going to be picked off. It's picked off by number 5, Jonathan Williams. He's to the 25, to the 20. He has blockers. Here's Stone. Stone's going to take him down at the 6-yard line, but Jonathan Williams with the pick and nearly had a pick 6.
Well, Jonathan Williams is happy, but the happiest man at the H.G. Morse stadium might be Myrick Geist, defensive coordinator. He came screaming down the sidelines. I think he lost his headset. He was so excited, jumping up and down. Excited for his new safety, Jonathan Williams. That's a big-time play, and anytime you can get a young guy like Jonathan Williams, a freshman, becoming a rising sophomore, anytime you can have a young player like that make a big play, oh my goodness, the confidence boost that it brings to a player like that, that's huge for a young player trying to mature.
So Jonathan Williams with the interception and gets things down into the 6-yard line. Villages lead 7-2, and they're threatening inside the red zone with 3.5 minutes to go, 3 minutes 46 seconds left in the first half. Jaden Kennedy going to keep it himself to the 5, down to the 3, and he's brought down to the 2. Initial contact was made by number 33, Raymond Carr, and he was finished off by number 11, Marlon Carlson.
Buffalo trying to take advantage of this. You'd love to knock on the end zone here and get in and be a huge score off the turnover. Maybe this will jumpstart the offense a little bit. Defense helping on the offense. A little complimentary football. You know, that's sort of been a common denominator for the seasons in which VHS has had a ton of success under Richard Pettis. Play really good complimentary football. The defense creating short field for the offense. The offense with big plays, giving the defense some rest. I mean, sort of go hand in hand with winning football, especially here in Middleton.
This is given to Cole Logan, and he's going to be met by number 34. That's Anthony Pryor coming in there and making a big tackle.
That's a play there that Jaden Kennedy probably wants to have back. He immediately looked towards the sideline as if to say, my bad. Kind of tapped himself on the chest plate. I think he maybe knows he had to keep that ball. I think if he keeps it there and runs it around that right side, he's in untouched into the end zone.
Nonetheless, that brings up 3rd down and goal. Ball on the 3-yard line. And we'll see if the Villages can punch this ball in. Likely 4-down territory for them. And we get a stoppage here. And a timeout taken by the Villages. So they'll talk this over. Big 3rd down play coming up. We'll take a timeout as well on TVCS Live. We'll come back with 3rd down and goal here on TVCS Live.
Nationally recognized Salon J. Lee, celebrating 35 years of style and beauty, where highly trained stylists perform the latest cutting techniques, current trends, and advanced treatments, offering a wide range of professional hair care, skin care, makeup, body care, home fragrances, and unique boutique items. Salon J. Lee, dare to be fabulous. Proudly serving the residents of the Villages community with 3 convenient locations, including our newest location in Magnolia Plaza.
And we are back here on TVCS Live. The Villages with a 7-2 lead. The ball is on the 3-yard line. It is 3rd down and goal. Villages with a big interception by Jonathan Williams that set the Villages up inside the 10-yard line of Zephyrhills. And they'll look to punch this in. If they don't, they do have Keenan Boozer, who could potentially punch this one through and make it an 8-point game, try to get some points before the end of this first half. But the Villages leading 7-2. Big 3rd down for the Zephyrhills defense. Kennedy looking to his left. He's going to throw it, and this is going to be a touchdown to Amari Hill.
Beautiful design play there. Richard Pettis and this Buffalo offense is able to get the defense flowing one way. Kennedy rolls back across right to that far side, and got Amari Hill leaking underneath, comes through the wash. Zephyrhills defense loses him as he runs through the pack. Easy touchdown pitch and catch there for VHS, and that's got to feel good for this offense after a few struggling possessions. Able to come up with one there thanks to the big-time interception by Jonathan Williams on the defensive side.
Right you are. I mean, all set up by Jonathan Williams' interception. Nearly had a pick 6 for Jonathan Williams. This extra point is up, and it is good. So Keenan Boozer is 2 for 2 on the evening for extra points. We got 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this first half. And thanks for joining us on TVCS Live. You're watching the spring football game. I'm Kyle Coppola alongside Cody Hills, bringing you the action. Zephyrhills bringing a nice little crowd out on the far sideline. We do have a nice crowd on the home sideline as well. Can't see that, but we've also entered golden hour. You can see the beautiful homes in the distance. We are in the Villages, Florida, and we are in Middleton, a brand new family section of the Villages. Great place to live and play, and a great place to raise a family here, Cody.
Yeah, it really is. The amenities here, tremendous. More and more restaurants and commercial property space opening up. Exciting time to be down here in Middleton by the Villages. Eastport just down the road. A lot of exciting things happening here in Middleton and Central Florida, Sumter County. Heck of a place to be, and some good football here on Friday nights as well. Buffalo back to the postseason last fall for the first time since 2021 and looking to get back there again this year, and excited to get started next August. Heck, we'll have a preseason classic next August here for you. It's Harmony, and then, of course, regular season opener against Wildwood next August as well. It's an exciting time.
And so Villages defense will come back out. They've looked really good here this evening against Zephyrhills, and Zephyrhills offense just kind of sputtering to get anything going. They've had Roe Miller run the ball a couple of times, and he's looked pretty good when he's gotten into the open field, but really the passing game is so much different here for Zephyrhills this season, because I mean, last year it was all about the pass. Xavier Jackson, again, 26 touchdowns, 2,100 yards for the quarterback, Xavier Jackson. And he had DJ Pickett, who's now at LSU, had 658 yards with 8 touchdowns and averaged 18.8 yards per throw. Here's a nice opportunity for Zephyrhills. They're down to the 40, to the 30. This is Graylin Johnson and Kingston McAuliffe leading the way. And McAuliffe has the ball inside the 20-yard line. Zephyrhills goes for the first time tonight into the red zone, Cody.
A big play there. The first real breakdown by this Buffalo defense. At least of a sizable gain right there. Just lost contain, and boy, we've seen the big play potential out of the Zephyrhills offense. They can do it if they can just execute, stay out of the way on penalties. Got themselves a prime scoring opportunity across midfield here now and into the red zone for the first time tonight.
Ethan Stone at the quarterbacking position. Coming back on is Sinine Black. Great to see him back out. And this is a give to Roe Miller. And gain of about maybe 1 on the play. He's met by a host of defenders, including Cole Logan, in there at the linebacker position.
You saw right there, Roe Miller just trying to, what makes him so lethal, that first quick little jump step right. He gets in the hole and then boom, jitters to another side. And you've got to be ready and have linebackers there to fill those gaps, or he's going to exploit it and zip right through your defense. So good job there by VHS to corral him, just a gain of 1.
Second down, a minute, 20 seconds to go. This is a pitch to Roe Miller. Miller has speed on the outside. Oh, a huge collision. He's still going. He's up, and he's pushed into the end zone. Roe Miller with a touchdown.
That's an unbelievable play there. Roe Miller, an individual effort. Boy, I thought he was absolutely cooked there by that Buffalo defense. I thought they had him corralled maybe 2 or 3 times, but boy, give this young man some credit, Kyle. He runs hard. He's got the speed. He's got the strength as well, and right there, heck of an effort there, and got a ball game here as we approach halftime in Middleton.
And so the extra point, it's going to be Stone coming on for the extra point, try to make this a 5-point ball game. And Roe Miller came in 9 touchdowns last year for Roe Miller, and he split time with Tristan Cannon last year. Cannon had 8 touchdowns, so between the two of them, 17 total touchdowns on the ground last year for Zephyrhills. The extra point is good, so it's a 14-9 ball game with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. Or did they say it was no good? So it doesn't look like it was good. So they might have to take that point off there. 14-9. Try to sort that one out down there. But it is currently supposed to be 14-8 as we have 1 minute and 8 seconds left in this first half. A little bit different than a regular football game. The varsity starter is going to play 3 quarters of action. And then the junior varsity squad likely going to come in for the 4th quarter, Cody.
Yeah, it's a format that both Coach Pettis and Coach Carroll of Zephyrhills agreed upon, and let these varsity players run the show for the majority of the first 3 quarters, if not the entire 3 quarters, and then sort of gentleman's agreement to sprinkle in those junior varsity and experienced players there in that fourth quarter. And last year was much of the same down at Zephyrhills. VHS. Zephyrhills were tied 14-14 at the end of 3 quarters, and then Zephyrhills a couple of touchdowns there late to win it 28-14. These two teams played in the Spring Classic last year, just mentioned it. Hadn't played in the regular season since 2 years ago. In fact, Kyle, they opened this stadium, the first regular season game here at the H.G. Morse Stadium back at the 2023 season. We had Zephyrhills as the first regular season opponent here, if you recall.
Yeah, unfortunately, that ended up being a loss, I believe. But overall, it was great to open things up against Zephyrhills, and took a while to get the first touchdown, actually, if I remember correctly, at this stadium once we opened. But eventually that happened, and it's been so much fun to play at this H.G. Morse range. I mean, what a place to play football. Here's Patrick Harding rolling off to his right, throwing downfield, and this one is going to be dropped. Oh, that was a great opportunity that the ball was dropped. That was number 18, Jonathan Boyd, and going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Buffalo.
Now, Boyd's a young player that this Buffalo coaching staff's really excited about. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. Not able to corral that one, just a young, inexperienced player, but a lot of hope and potential in that young man right there, because if he can grasp not only the football, but if he can grasp the offense and the scheme here, that's a weapon that I think Coach Pettis and this offensive staff would love to use.
Yeah, so the Villages played Zephyrhills 2 years ago. It's 27-0 loss against them on September 1st 2 years ago. So, yeah, they didn't end up scoring a touchdown until I believe it was October 13th of that season against Mount Dora. Here is a interception by number 3, Kingston McAuliffe, and that interception came with 49 seconds to go in the first half. So Zephyrhills will look to get down and potentially score some more points or try to take the lead here, Cody.
Yeah, really ineffective, inefficient, disappointing, whatever you want to call it here, the last couple drives offensively for VHS, minus when you got the short field gifted on the interception. But Coach Pettis going to be working hard, trying to find the right buttons here, and it's just these two guys at quarterback, at least to our knowledge, Kyle. There's only 2 quarterbacks listed on the roster here tonight, so it's going to be Harding and Kennedy this evening regardless. So both these guys kind of battling for that starting spot in the fall, and they're both going to battle to try to finish this game out. See, both of them, a couple of turnovers, one each side. Really frustrating for both quarterbacks.
Now here's Stone. Stone unloading deep downfield, nearly picked off, and it'll fall incomplete. The intended target was Julius Denson.
And Denson had to turn into defensive back there, didn't he? Because that ball almost intercepted. He had to go and knock that ball away and try to preserve football here for the Bulldogs.
Just 42 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-8 lead for the Villages. The varsity starters will come out and play one more quarter in the third quarter, and then a gentleman's decision by both head coaches as the backups will play in the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us on TVCS Live. It's been a lot of fun getting to see both of these teams and what they have for the 2025 season. And we're going to get a stoppage of play and a timeout taken by Zephyrhills. So while Zephyrhills takes a timeout, I want to ask you, Cody, what have you liked so far in this first half that the Villages has done? That score bug, of course, is wrong. We'll get that corrected for you. It's 14-8 right now. The Villages leading with 42 seconds to go. But Cody, I want to get your opinion on what you've enjoyed, that the Villages done right and what they need to work on.
Well, I think offensively, you just want a little bit more consistency, right? You want a little bit more, just more of what you got in the first drive, right? That first drive looked really good if you're the Buffalo. I mean, they're able to move it on the ground. They're able to pick up some chunk plays through the air. I mean, it felt like, okay, this is what we're here to see tonight. This is worth the price of admission. And then it sort of just sputtered here a little bit, whether that's some adjustments, a little bit more pressure. We talked about that. Zephyrhills, Coach Carroll bringing a little bit more heat defensively as the night has gone on. But if you're VHS, I think you want to certainly, I think it starts with establishing the run. Zephyrhills has done a good job bottling that up ever since that first drive. Start establishing that run and not putting so much pressure on whether it's Jay Kennedy or Patrick Harding, whoever is back there at the quarterback position. And then defensively, if you're VHS, I mean, I think you feel pretty good, aside from one big play that moved Zephyrhills down the field, allowed them to score a touchdown later in that sequence on their last drive. Overall, you feel pretty good defensively.
2nd down and 10 for Zephyrhills. Stone in the shotgun formation. Trips right. He's going to give this one to Roe Miller, and he goes nowhere. In on the tackle is Cole Logan, who drives him back, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and long. We'll see if the Villages burn a timeout here.
Timeout called indeed here. Ball's going to be spotted. Looks like we're going to go back a yard there. Good play there by Logan. Now the clock's going to move. No timeout actually called. Kyle, I beg your... Well, now they are going to whistle for one. A good play there by Cole Logan there as he got in and knifed through and was able to get Roe down. I tell you what, that's been a tough task to get number 1 in white, Roe Miller, dragged down tonight. He's done such a good job of, talked about it earlier, that little jump cut in the middle of the hole. I mean, it's just been so impressive what he's been able to do. Really just keeping VHS on their toes defensively.
Really looking forward to the season as well. Coming up here for the Villages. Got a bunch of great games on the schedule coming your way this season, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But Villages leading 14-8 currently. 26 seconds to go in the game. We get that rivalry with Mount Dora has been fun the last couple of years, Cody. Great to have them on the schedule again this season. They're going to be coming here to the Villages this year.
Yeah, trick or treat, right? That's a fun little holiday matchup. It'll be senior night here in Middleton. Yeah, the home slate's pretty good one. VHS has, 6 of them. The regular season will open with Wildwood on the 22nd of August. That kicks off 6 home games this year, and all of them pretty entertaining.
Here's Stone. He backs up to pass. He's going to go downfield, and this is going to be, oh, it's deflected and caught. Touchdown, Kristen McAuliffe. Kingston McAuliffe with a touchdown off of the tip, and Zephyrhills is going to have the chance to take the lead before the half is over. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy, Jonathan Williams. I believe it was Williams, wasn't it, Kyle? I mean, he almost had his second interception. The ball just goes right through his hands. And McCullough right there, Johnny on the spot. Good concentration by him, right, to still see that ball into his hands through the deflection. And he breaks the plain sprinter style, kind of leaning forward, a la track athlete. And I tell you what, big turn of events here. What, this is a 14-2 game a little bit ago for VHS, and now extra point away from being down a point here as we get ready to head into the halftime.
Stone missed the last one. We'll see if he can put this through. Oh, man, he's taking his sweet old time, and this one's going to be up, and it's good. And so Zephyrhills takes a 15-14 lead. Wow, it started off as it was all Villages up until about 8 minutes ago, and then Zephyrhills just been picking away at things, being patient, and now they have the lead 15-14, Cody.
Yeah, just really frustrating. I think if you are the Buffalo and way that this was unraveled, like I said, it was 14-2, just a couple of minutes ago, and all of a sudden now you're down again. The result is the result, right? It's a springtime exhibition. It's a spring classic, but you do want to win it. You want to feel good coming out of it, and this is it for the Buffalo in the spring, right? This is technically their 15th time together. A lot of practices. Didn't get to take the field last Friday night in their annual green and gold game. We were rained out before we even got started. A lot of heavy thunderstorms passing through the area, so it's their first game-like experience this spring, and you want it to go well, not only for a result and to have something to hang your hat on, but just the confidence of this young, inexperienced group going into the 2025 season.
So be down here. Do you think that kind of affected them coming into this game, not getting the opportunity to come out last week?
It might, right? It just might, because you got to get geared up and you're ready to go, and that's sort of the dress rehearsal for this. So not getting to have that opportunity, but I don't know. I mean, we saw the first drive tonight. I thought VHS looked great, right?
Yeah.
That first drive, they looked like they were ready to go, ready to play. The defense came out. First couple drives, they were really strong. In fact, even it was just a short field after a big long run for Roe Miller. And I tell you what, that's been it that they've allowed until that big pass play there.
There's a run up the middle, and this will likely be the last play of the first half. 10 seconds left, and Zephyrhills is going to take the lead into halftime. They were down 14-2 just a couple of minutes ago, and they put together an impressive couple of minutes there, and they take a 15-14 lead. So, Cody, your final thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I think it started off really well, right? If you're VHS, you got the opening drive touchdown. Your defense got a couple stops, a turnover early. And then it just kind of all went downhill, I think, here at the end of this first half. Some good teaching points, though, for Coach Pettis in this halftime locker room. You love the way that you start, but just didn't like the way you finished.
That's what the spring football game is all about, and we want to thank you guys for coming along for the ride tonight on TVCS Live. We'll have the second half coming up in just a couple of minutes. Zephyrhills leads 15-14 in the spring football game. For Cody Hills, I'm Kyle Coppola. We'll come back in just a couple of minutes on TVCS Live.
Alliant Dermatology is a total care dermatology clinic specializing in skin care diagnosis and treatments, like Mohs surgery, blue light, and vein therapies. We are one of only 2 locations specializing in superficial electron therapies. Our staff is comprised of caring, experienced professionals who are here to help when life throws you a curveball. So don't go it alone. Come see us at Alliant Dermatology.
At Citizens First Bank, we believe in supporting our community and investing in the future of our students. That's why we created the Buffalo Charity Checking Account.
I'm Trey Mann, former basketball player at the Villages High School, currently in the NBA playing for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm proud to support our students with Citizens First Bank's Buffalo Charity Checking Account. Join me in making a difference today.
If you're looking for that special place to call home and become part of a community where neighbors are more like family, we invite you to discover Middleton, a family-friendly community conveniently located surrounding the state-of-the-art, newly expanded campus of the Villages Charter School, and the up-and-coming Middleton downtown featuring all your daily conveniences. To learn more about Middleton and the wide variety of homes, we encourage you to come visit Middleton.
A great place to call home.
No problem. We got you covered.
I should share this with Gladys.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she posted that.
I'm the Crushinator. Crush the candies.
I thought those were huge. That is huge.
Mike Scott Plumbing, keeping you connected one flush at a time.
Romac Building Supply is a proud Platinum Bison sponsor and a supporter of the Villages Charter High School Construction Academy. The Construction Academy, in partnership with Habitat for Humanity of Lake Sumter and local village construction partners, have been constructing homes for well-deserving families for more than 5 years. This innovative housing program of hands-on learning and community service was first in the state of Florida and has already produced future entrepreneurs. The students at the Construction Academy are literally building a better community. Romac Building Supply is a proud sponsor of construction education.
Nationally recognized Salon J. Lee, celebrating 35 years of style and beauty, where highly trained stylists perform the latest cutting techniques, current trends, and advanced treatments, offering a wide range of professional hair care, skin care, makeup, body care, home fragrances, and unique boutique items. Salon J. Lee, dare to be fabulous. Proudly serving the residents of the Villages community with 3 convenient locations, including our newest location in Magnolia Plaza.
And we are back here on TVCS Live for the second half of the spring football game. I'm Kyle Coppola alongside my broadcast partner, Cody Hills. Thanks for joining us this evening. Zephyrhills leading the spring football game 15-14 as we begin the second half. Well, it was a first half, and it was a fun first half between both squads. Villages led at one point 14-2. And then Zephyrhills was able to mount a comeback. 2 touchdowns for Zephyrhills, and they lead this game 15-14. Cody, what are you looking to get out of the final quarter that the varsity stars are going to be playing for the Villages?
I think you just want to see some better execution, right, both offensively and then defensively. Just a couple lapses, I think, defensively. You want to tighten those up. On the whole, I thought the Buffalo defense played pretty well in that first half against the Zephyrhills team that struggles throwing the football a little bit, going through a little bit of quarterback search themselves, but got some athletes, got some guys at the skill position. I thought the Buffalo have done a pretty good job for the most part, keeping those guys in check, save for a couple big plays. But offensively, you need to see a little bit more efficiency, a little bit more consistency, especially in the quarterback play. I didn't think Patrick Harding was all that sharp. Didn't think Jaden Kennedy was all that sharp. I'd like to see both these guys step it up here maybe in the second half. And, again, if format's going to dictate it, gentlemen's agreement between Coach Pettis and Coach Carroll, probably just see this varsity team in the third quarter for the most part. One of those 2 quarterbacks will play the fourth quarter, though, or maybe both of them, as this is the only 2 that the quarterbacks the VHS brought, but supporting cast around him might look a little different.
So we start the second half off, and this one will be grounded by Roe Miller, and Zephyrhills will start things off at the 25-yard line. Had a couple of touchdowns scored in the first half. Also had Roe Miller score as well. And number 3, Kingston McAuliffe, scored a touchdown for Zephyrhills. Amari Hill was able to reel in a touchdown earlier for the Villages. Nice little touchdown throw as well. And that was from Jaden Kennedy. It was a nice first drive for the Villages in the first quarter. They marched right down on the defense for Zephyrhills. Since then, they have found it difficult to contend with this defense that Zephyrhills has brought. It's going to be a give to Black. And Black back in at quarterback. We saw him get shaken up in the first half, Cody, but great to see Black back out there.
Yeah, it is, because I think Zephyrhills, Coach Carroll, they want to lead with Mr. Sinai Black here at the quarterback spot. It gives him a little bit of versatility, right? A little bit of a running threat, make plays with his legs. But, yeah, I think if you're VHS, you'd love to get this back to where this first quarter, this scrimmage started here tonight. That's playing good defense, stopping the run, and then turning around and running the football yourself.
We're in the third quarter, 11 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and that's a great play by the Villages. Nowhere to go, and that is a tackle. Trying to see what the number was on that. And, yeah, that was Brady Hunt on the tackle.
Yeah, Brady Hunt did a good job crashing down from that safety position. Able to kind of read that, see it was going to be a quick little pass. Was able to just knife through the blocker that he had in front of him, make the tackle. And, look, it's one thing to get to the receiver. It's a whole other thing to bring him down. You got to finish the play, finish the tackle. It's something Chris Anderson, defensive back coach, linebacker coach here, defensive assistant, preaches. Good job there by Hunt of doing it.
That brings up 3rd down and 14. Black going to give this one to Roe. Oh, man. A gang tackle here on Roe Miller. You got to love what you see for your defense coming out. The back's against the wall the last couple of drives, and they come out. Big time stop for the Villages defense.
Yeah, huge stop. Good for the confidence. 3 and out here by the Buffalo. Big time stop there to get things started.
So, see if Zephyrhills can get their punting unit back on track here. Their last punt went for 16 yards. They need a good one here. Here's Stone. Oh, Stone sends this one deep downfield. And it's going to be down at the 48-yard line. And so for the Villages defense, they come out in the second half here. That's a huge play for the Villages to be able to have Zephyrhills go 3 and out there. Force them to pump the ball back to your offense. Let's see if the offense can get more in sync.
Yeah, we'll see here how they can get started again. It looks like Patrick Harding will do the honors here, leading us off just as he did the first half. See if he can get back into a rhythm here offensively.
This one is given to Cole Logan, and he's brought down. Tackle made by Trey Hoyle. Trey Hoyle looking for big things this year, the linebacker position. A little undersized at linebacker, but he packs a punch.
Yeah, he certainly does. A lot of power there, a lot of pop. And what he brings as he comes downhill, fills the hole, makes a play. And again, aggressive look by this Zephyrhills defense, Kyle. Looks like they're coming pressure up the middle, maybe. Pat Harding trying to call it out.
Yeah, they were looking to blitz there, and they do. Patrick Harding just has to get rid of it. He didn't even have a second and a half. And, boy, the blitz came. That was a good call by the defensive coordinator for Zephyrhills to pretty much send the house there, and nothing Patrick Harding could do there.
Yeah, that right there, he's able to identify it pre-snap, but then you said it, nothing he's able to do. They were not able to pick that up. I think it came off the edge, actually, the initial rush. Had to block inside out there. Buffalo did that, but the pressure still came off the edge. And look, ever since that first drive, this Buffalo offense, the offensive line, and whoever's in at quarterback, whether it's Harding or Jay Kennedy, have been under siege by an aggressive front of the Zephyrhills defense.
3rd down and 11 for the Villages. Harding looking to throw, and he's going to get this one complete, but it'll be short of the first down. It was complete to Brady Hunt. That brings up 4th down and 3, and if you're the Villages, probably going to go for it here, Cody.
Yeah, I would think so. This is kind of in that green zone, even if this is a regular season game. And 4th and a yard. Obviously way too far for a field goal, way too in close for a punt. It's go time here for this Buffalo offense. See if they run a play or maybe try to draw Zephyrhills offside even. Haven't seen a freeze play yet tonight.
4th down and 1, and they'll start a couple of yards back, not under center. Very rarely see quarterbacks go under center these days. This one's going to be a give to Cole Logan, and he's able to scamper across, gain 5 yards, and that'll be a 1st down for the Buffalo.
Yeah, really hard run there by Cole Logan. That right there is when you just got to hang on to that football and know that you're going to meet contact in the hole and just power through. Good effort there by the senior-to-be, Cole Logan.
1st down and 10. The ball on the 39-yard line. This drive, very reminiscent of the first one in the first quarter. As the Villages went on, they would drive about 75 yards. And an incomplete pass. That'll result in a 2nd down for the Villages. And we mentioned that first drive where they were able to pick apart the defense for Zephyrhills. And looking forward to a great second half of action. 7 minutes, 38 seconds to go, and the varsity starters only scheduled to play this one extra quarter. And then we'll get some JV players coming in for both teams. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Patrick Harding getting the play call from the sideline. Cole Logan will be behind him. Harding backs up to pass, and it falls incomplete. The intended target was Amari Hill. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, another big 3rd down here for this Buffalo offense. Again, you're kind of in 2-down territory, I think, Kyle, so maybe you call that here with that in mind.
Yeah, you're coming down to it, too. I mean, this is essentially the 4th quarter. The score is going to reset in the 4th quarter as the backup players are going to come in and get some playing time. So essentially, this is kind of it, the 4th quarter for both teams in a way. Zephyrhills leading 15-14. Patrick Harding is going to roll out, and he gets decked. He gets this one complete, though, and that's close to a 1st down. I think that was complete to Jaden Danforth.
Yeah, really good play call there.
No, that's Williams.
Yeah, Jonathan Williams, you're right, buddy. Good correction there because I want to make sure he gets the credit. That was a heck of a run there after the catch. What a play call, right, by Richard Pettis there, 3rd and long. Talk about having 2 downs. He knew it, went with the screen pass, and able to make the play.
So that's a first down for the Villages. Oh, man, what a hit. Oh, Kyrie Everett comes in out of nowhere and levels a hit and a blow on Williams, and he's going to come to the sideline. My goodness. Well, you talk about a player that's really shown up this evening. You got to talk about Kyrie Everett. Whew.
Yeah, big-time play there. Mr. Everett playing with a little bit of reckless abandon here tonight, isn't he? Some aggression. Good job by him up the middle. Buffalo have got to account some of these players coming right up through the middle of their offensive line.
Going to be second down and 14, but flags on the play.
See a illegal procedure, a false start on the Buffalo offense. It is.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty back. The Villages up, and it'll be second down and 17. So that's going to get us to the water break in the third quarter. We're going to take a short timeout, and we'll be back with live action on TVCS Live. It's the spring football.
Alliant Dermatology is a total care dermatology clinic specializing in skin care diagnosis and treatments, like Mohs surgery, blue light, and vein therapies. We are one of only 2 locations specializing in superficial electron therapies. Our staff is comprised of caring, experienced professionals who are here to help when life throws you a curveball. So don't go it alone. Come see us at Alliant Dermatology.
And we are back on TVCS Live. It's the spring football game. Kyle Copel alongside Cody Hills bringing you the action. Zephyrhills leads 15-14 with 6 minutes 53 seconds left in the third quarter. See if the Villages can come down and try to win this football game, as you're going to have the backups come in the fourth quarter. And so this essentially playing like the fourth quarter for most of the starters.
Yeah, I'll let you take this play, Kyle, and we'll explain that a little further.
Patrick Harding is going to be flushed off to his right, but he gets this one complete to Amari Hill, who's short of the first down. But that's going to set up maybe a 4th down and 1.
Yeah, we got on the paper, Kyle. We were privy to the format that both Coach Carroll and Coach Pettis agreed upon before this one started here tonight. And they said the score would reset at the end of the third quarter. We'll see if that message does get up to the press box here. But either way, I mean, you're getting 3 really good competitive quarters of varsity football here tonight. And on the whole, it's been a pretty good action. I think both coaches will be happy with some stuff. They'll certainly be wanting to work on some stuff as well. But all in all, not a bad night, I think, for both sides.
Harding looking toward the end zone, and this one falls incomplete. Was looking for Amari Hill for his second touchdown of the night. Falls incomplete. We'll bring up a second down and 10 as the Buffalo are in the red zone, threatening at the 17-yard line. Got 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 15-14, the Villages lead. Ball on the 17-yard line, second down and 10. Patrick Harding now looks over to the sideline, changing the play. It's going to be a run up the middle, and it was a good play change. Buffalo still moving, and that's going to get the Villages down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9. They'll be setting up third down and 3.
That was 7, Jeremiah Wimes.
Yeah, big-time opportunity here for the Buffalo. Not only take the lead, but get some confidence. Good little drive here by this offense. Talked about just wanting to instill some confidence back in this group after a really good first drive, 13-play scoring drive to start off the night, and then now haven't had much since. They're going to get an opportunity here to try to punch this in.
And here's an opportunity for Wimes. Wimes brought down, I believe, shy of the first down marker. And if so, that's going to set up a 4th down and 1. Wimes went down, and he's still down. He's slow to get up. And now he's limping. Glad to see him get up, but he's pointing toward his knee. There was a fumble on the play too, Cody.
Yeah, I think he lost this ball, and I think Zephyrhills got it, and they do.
Oh, a key turnover for the Villages. And Zephyrhills defense comes up big. Boy, they've been playing good. Backs against the wall in this second half, and they come up with a fumble recovery, Cody.
Oh, tough break there by VHS. You drive the length of the field and then have the miscue, yet another turnover. It's the 4th on the night for the Buffalo, but it could be, it's the 3rd. It could be the 4th, though, had the one negated, an interception negated on a penalty. Buffalo just cannot get out of their own way here offensively. Hate those in the red zone.
Nonetheless, it's 1st down and 10 on the 9-yard line. This one's a give to Roe Miller, who's tackled up high by Cole Logan. And now Cole Logan is down. He's slow to get up. And Logan's going to hobble over to the sideline. He'll be replaced by Christian Drain. Got to try to think about getting out of this game healthy as well, Cody.
Yeah, that's goal number 1, right? We've already seen a couple injuries. Wimes banged up there in that last sequence on the offensive side. A key piece of the Buffalo defense. Seen Danforth go down earlier.
Stone throws this one deep downfield. There's contact made, and that is going to be pass interference on the defense. The pass was intended for Julius Denson, and that was Jaden Danforth on the coverage. We'll see who this is against, Cody.
I would think it would be against Danforth, and it is.
And so we do have 3 minutes, 51 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs leading 15-14 against the Villages. That score bug is wrong down there. Again, 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. And so 1st down and 10 for Zephyrhills now on the 26-yard line. They'll hand this off to Roe Miller, making a couple of moves, and he's brought down. Now another flag as Christian Drain came in and tackled Roe Miller. But we'll see what the call is here. It was Malcolm Major on the tackle. Malcolm Major finishing up his freshman year at the Villages. And he does a pretty good job clogging up the middle of the defensive line. He's just a 5'7", 250 pounds, but does an excellent job out there. And this is a big penalty against the Villages, Cody.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just really tough break there. And again, VHS just cannot get out of their own way right now, really sort of costing themselves if this result matters to them. Just can't get out of their own way with it here.
The score is 15-14. Late in the 3rd quarter, 3.5 minutes to go. Zephyrhills with the ball. Stone takes it. Quarterback keeper and gains about 3 or 4 yards on the carry. He's met by Malcolm Major. Also in on the tackle was Caden Russ.
It's a pivotal point here, isn't it, Kyle? It feels like VHS sort of faulting a little bit here. Zephyrhills, a lot of momentum. Got to bounce back, make a play if you're VHS defensively.
Yeah, they do. And there's a nice open field tackle by Brady Hunt. And he takes down number 22, Quentin Single, who made the catch, but that brings up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, big time play. Again, that's 2nd or 3rd time you've called Brady Hunt's name, Kyle, making an open field tackle. Once again, just flying downhill, reading the play as it's unfolding, having good anticipation and making the play after crashing downhill and just disrupting. I mean, if Brady Hunt doesn't make that play, who knows how far that thing's going to go. So good job by number 0 in black.
Yeah, right you are. This is a big 3rd down. 3rd down and 6. Villages need a stop. Stone backs up to pass, and now he's going to try to run for it. And he's got speed. Stone to the 50, the 45, and knocked out at the 42-yard line by Jeremiah Wimes. But that'll be a first down, and the chains move once again for Zephyrhills.
Big-time conversion there, and frustrating letdown there by the Buffalo defense. They just lost contain on that quarterback, Ethan Stone. And wait, where's number 21? Kind of looks like a running back, don't he? A little bit more than a quarterback. He's out there running the ball, not as much of a threat to throw it, but he's doing a good job with his legs and moving the ball down the field. Look at Zephyrhills in plus territory.
Zephyrhills in plus territory, first down and 10. And here goes Roe Miller to the 20, the 10. Nobody can catch him. Touchdown, Roe Miller and Zephyrhills.
Well, that's frustrating there if you're the Buffalo. Just a complete breakdown all throughout this drive. I mean, the penalties, lapses of execution, and right there, the backbreaker. And Roe Miller, you got to give him credit, don't you? He's a tremendous running back for Zephyrhills, and VHS just losing the leverage against him, not getting able to track him down.
Right, you are, Cody, and that makes it a 21-14 lead for Zephyrhills, who trailed in this game 14-2. And it's 19 unanswered points for Zephyrhills. And they're going to go for 2 here, Cody.
Yeah, I think so. At least get it to a 2-possession game. 2 would make it 23-14. False start here, I think. And it is. And it's going to be on the near side receiver. I can't catch the number exactly, but
False start on the Bulldog offense.
I think it's on number 3 down here in the bottom. That's Kingston McCullough, the receiver. He took a step ahead of time, and now a little bit more difficult 2-point try. But yeah, it makes sense here if you're Zephyrhills. Try to make this a 2-possession game late in this third quarter. Started leaving it open for a touchdown and a 2-point tie for VHS.
So we'll see if they can convert here. The 2-point conversion for Zephyrhills. Stone rolling out. Oh, he's pressured now. He's going to try to run for it. Oh, what a hit. Oh, my gosh. Jeremiah Wimes came in like a rocket. And the extra point is no good. Jeremiah Wimes, what a hit.
Yeah, good play there by Jeremiah Wimes. Oh, we thought he was banged up a little bit earlier. Looked fine there, didn't he? My goodness, came roaring down to make that play, and he's hobbling a little bit here as he does come off the field. But either way, big-time play for him. And I tell you what, this Buffalo team, they're trying to fight and stay in this. Still a 1-possession game, 1:37 to go in this third quarter, and we'll see. I would assume as part of the gentleman's agreement, Kyle, between Coach Pettis and Coach Carroll of Zephyrhills, that if you're on a drive, you're going to allow your varsity team to finish that even if it elapses into the fourth quarter. So I think we'll see. However this drive ends, assuming it goes into the fourth quarter for the Buffalo, they'll keep the starters in here and the varsity guys in before starting to mix in some of that youth. And there's plenty of it. We've seen some good youth tonight, haven't we? Some of the defensive guys, especially on the defensive line. We've talked about Will Maldonado. We've talked about Malcolm Major, a couple freshman defensive linemen making big plays. Jonathan Williams, Jonathan Boyd, a couple good players in there, young guys that are making an impact. That's so good to see this time of year, those young guys stepping up.
I think Cody summed it up perfectly there. As the Villages will start with the ball on the 25-yard line. And we'll see the Buffalo offense one more time here as Jaden Kennedy will come out and lead the charge. Minute 37 seconds left in the third quarter. 14 points on the board for the Villages. They scored all their points in the first half. Bulldogs were able to take the lead late in the first half with 17 seconds remaining, where they took a 15-14 lead, but they trailed in this game 14-2 and now lead it 21-14 and trying to win the spring football game against the Villages. James Kennedy going to roll off to his right, and this one's going to be complete. Villages up to the 40-yard line. That's Brady Hunt. That's a first down for the Villages, and we've seen Jaden Kennedy a couple of times tonight, and See if the offense can get a spark here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, I like going to Jaden Kennedy here. Let him have another opportunity with the starting group and the varsity guys, and good little design rollout there. Allow him to hit the man underneath in the flat, take off running. Good easy play, get him some confidence going.
Good defensive effort up front from Zephyrhills.
Well, the room on the ground just hasn't been there, right, Kyle? Ever since this first quarter, the first drive, VHS seemingly got 4, 5, 6, 7 yards whenever they wanted on the ground with Cole Logan up the middle, and Zephyrhills has really bottled things down since then. Done a good job defensively.
Yeah, right you are, Cody. They've done an excellent job up front. Haven't allowed the Villages much. Villages was driving the last time and ended up fumbling the ball deep in the red zone. Here's Jaden Kennedy looking to pass, and it's a deep one. Looking for Amari Hill. He has it. Amari's to the 30, the 20. Amari Hill is going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Woohoo! 58 yards. Oh, my, Omari Hill. What a play there. Jaden Kennedy threw that ball up, let him go make a play. And right there, boy, what a play. Omari Hill goes up and gets it and then breaks free. And just like that, an extra point away from knotting this score up with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Boy, a little bit of life in the offense here for VHS. You love to see it.
21-20 the score, and the Villages 1 point away from tying things up with 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. And so they're down by 1, looking to tie the game. And honestly, if they tie, let's see if they end up going for 2 here, Cody.
Kyle, I think forget the tie. They're going to go for the win. Offense going to come on the field. Zephyrhills defense will come back on as well. So get a 2-point try here. And what's the hurt, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's an exhibition. The results are relevant. Try to go out and win this thing. You might as well. I like this decision here by Coach Pettis. We'll see what he's got marked down here. His best 2-point play from the 3-yard line.
All right, so this is for the win. The score bug says 0 for the Villages, but it is 21-20 the score right now in the Villages with a 2-point conversion to try to win this.
Pistol look here with Kennedy in the back, or Kennedy at quarterback position. I like this look here. See if they let him roll out.
It's a low snap for Kennedy, but he's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. And so the extra point, no good. The Bulldogs hold on to the lead 21-20.
Frustrating end there for the Buffalo because I thought maybe Jaden Kennedy had some room to run, at least the angle we could see. Maybe he could have got to that corner, but wanted to throw it and get his receiver a chance to make a play, and just had to throw it into such a tight window on the run. That's a tough throw to make. Whether it rising junior to be Jaden Kennedy, and boy, a heck of an effort though by him, and a good drive there by VHS, just not able to capitalize in the end.
We'll see if Zephyrhills sends their varsity offense out one more time here. 15 seconds to go. They might get one more offensive effort with their varsity squad. So Keenan Boozer will set to kick here for the Villages. Miller and McCullough back for Zephyrhills. Keenan Boozer has been kicking these balls pretty well so far this evening, and this one's going to be down, and Zephyrhills will start at the 25-yard line. Keenan Boozer, worth noting that he's a soccer star here at the Villages, Cody.
Yeah, started as a varsity player as an 8th grader last year, played his freshman season this year, and be a rising sophomore next year. And yeah, heck of a leg on him, and he's been working really hard, Kyle. I mean, he's got a good frame to him, got some good build. Hopefully he can get those legs a little bit stronger. Kickoffs haven't been bad. I mean, he's got the main objective down, which is keeping it in bounds, right? Not having illegal procedure penalties, kickoffs going out of bounds. And he's done a really good job keeping it in bounds for the most part, kicking in between the 10 and the 15, 20-yard line. So you'll take that and let your coverage unit get down and make a tackle come August.
Not the first Villages soccer player to be our kicker either. Brady Powell did it last year, and before that it was O'Rourke.
Yeah, Brandon Gilo. I mean, the list goes on and on there. Good pipeline from the soccer program to the gridiron.
Here's a give. This one's to Johnson. Johnson up across the 45-yard line. And he's brought down by Cole Logan.
Good little burst of speed from Graylin Johnson there. Got off that left side, little stretch play to that outside, and Buffalo defense had no contain over there. Broke the leverage and big-time gain there. It's going to bring us to the end of this third quarter in this springtime exhibition classic.
So end of the third quarter, we're going to take a quick break here on TVCS Live, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
At Citizens First Bank, we believe in supporting our community and investing in the future of our students. That's why we created the Buffalo Charity Checking Account.
I'm Trey Mann, former basketball player at the Villages High School, currently in the NBA playing for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm proud to support our students with Citizens First Bank's Buffalo Charity Checking Account. Join me in making a difference today.
If you're looking for that special place to call home and become part of a community where neighbors are more like family, we invite you to discover Middleton, a family-friendly community conveniently located surrounding the state-of-the-art, newly expanded campus of the Villages Charter School, and the up-and-coming Middleton downtown featuring all your daily conveniences. To learn more about Middleton and the wide variety of homes, we encourage you to come visit Middleton,
a great place to call home.
Getting set to go here this fourth quarter of this spring classic exhibition at the Villages High School in Middleton, Florida. And Kyle, it's been a heck of a first three quarters. Officially, Zephyrhills will prevail 21-20. We will reset the score here for this junior varsity matchup. And yeah, looks like new quarterback in both sides and new faces as well here on both sides. So good to see both coaches living up to that agreement. Get to see some of the youth here for this Buffalo program. Always exciting, Kyle.
Yeah, very exciting. And we'll see what they have for the future as well, as we get a timeout before the first snap of the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to go in this game. And in at quarterback is Josh Howard for Zephyrhills. You talk about the first three quarters there, and this is the last look we'll get at the Villages varsity team until the preseason game coming up here in just a few months. Cody, what are your takeaways?
Well, I'm really excited, right? I think there's a lot to be excited about offensively. I think we saw flashes of what this team can be, especially that first drive. I think there's so much to build on there. You didn't know what you were going to expect. You didn't know exactly just how you would come out in your first game action. But offensively, if you can replicate what you do on that first drive, get that consistency down, you'll be good. And then defensively, for the most part, I thought they played great. A couple of big plays. That's been it. Shore that up. You'll be all right.
Here's Josh Howard in at quarterback. Sends a man in motion and going to give this one up to Jarvis Warren. Jarvis Warren to the 40, to the 35, the 30, the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds. But a big pickup for Jarvis Warren.
Yeah, starting to see new faces here in this ball game, and right there, big play off the end there by Warren, and Buffalo defense. These younger guys not able to hold their contain. Look, this is some of their first action, right? So they're getting exposed for the first time to some full-speed varsity football, or at least at the varsity level. Most of these guys junior varsity, but either way, I mean, this is a real good experience for some of these guys, no matter how it goes here.
First down and 10 inside the red zone at the 14-yard line. Just want to give to the left side. That was given to Graylin Johnson, where he's knocked down. Good defensive effort from the Buffalo. In there for the Villages is Josiah Faust. He's a 6'2", 240-pound freshman. Be a sophomore in 2025.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second and
Plays defensive nose tackle for the Buffalo. Also out there, you're seeing number 18. That's Jonathan Boyd.
Talked about him earlier and his speed offensively. It's good to see him in there defensively as well.
You have to pass is Howard. Howard is going to be brought down. Nice little defensive effort there from the Buffalo. That's Hunter Steely Denley.
Yeah, Hunter Steele Denley, the younger brother of Landry Steele Denley, graduating next week here. And shout out to all those graduates coming up here 1 week from tonight, next Friday night, 7 p.m. here. Taking place. Some history, Kyle, here, school history. The first ever indoor graduation. Usually do it outside, and taking it indoors this year. Going to avoid the heat, going to avoid any potential weather. Buffalo Sports Complex graduation here at the Villages High School. Always a special time, and congratulations to all the graduates this year coming up.
I think that's a great idea this year, Cody. Yeah. With the temperatures expected to be in the 90s, I think that's very much appreciated by many of the families. Just get here early, of course. Where are they doing that? In the gym, or are they doing that in the sports complex this year?
Yep, Buffalo Sports Complex right here on campus. Should be a fun night. And of course, there's all sorts of activities. Started the senior walk today, their final day of school here on campus. Seniors making their last walk around. It's always a special time with their families here, and really cool to see the emotion and see the light at the end of the tunnel of their high school careers. A lot of them, of course, college, trade school, military, some athletes, doesn't matter, all doing great things, and another full graduating class here at the Villages.
Howard throwing this one toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. The intended target was Julius Denson. That was actually Kamari Williams that was intended for. So that brings up a 4th down. And we'll get the kicking unit coming on here for Zephyrhills. Or no, that was 4th down. So that's a turnover on downs. And so the Villages will get the ball. We'll see some of the backup offensive players coming in for the Villages. Still in there, quarterback for the Buffalo will be Patrick Harding. But a lot of new faces out there, Cody.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Just 2 quarterbacks dressed here tonight, Patrick Harding and Jay Kennedy. So Harding will do the job, but maybe on his toes here. Some JV guys all around him. So the younger members of this program, both in the receiving core and up front in front of him. But he does get to attack a JV Zephyrhills defense, so let's see how it turns out.
9 minutes and 11 seconds to go in this game. Just want to give up the middle. Yeah, good play by Kamari Williams. Got in there and got the tackle. Also out there is number 44, Oscar Portillo.
Yeah, good run fit there. Right away by Zephyrhills, doing a good job getting in there and disrupting that. We'll see if Coach Pettis lets Patrick Harding air anything out here. Or if, I think you want to, right? You want to see some of these younger receivers, see what they can do.
Harding going to throw it downfield. Finds a target. Oh, that's a nice defensive effort there by number 23, Adrian Segura.
Yeah, Segura did a great job. Just trailing the receiver, trailing. It was behind Alistair Clark, and then cut underneath the route. Good job with his hand. Used his body to get in front, dive, and make the play on the ball.
So that brings up 3rd down and 10 for the Buffalo. 8.5 minutes to go. Give up the middle. Oh, a huge leveling blow. Again, number 23 in there. That's Adrian Segura again, the 2nd play in a row.
Adrian Segura had to wait a little bit to make his presence known here tonight, jumping into the 4th quarter, but that youngster's done a really good job, and Buffalo offense will be off the field here quickly. They'll turn to the punt unit.
Get a new punter in here as well, the JV punter coming in. This is Waylon Wilson. Waylon Wilson, part of the soccer team for the Villages, I believe. So Wilson gives, oh, that's a nice punt by Wilson. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, that's the best punt of the night.
Yeah, 49-yard boot here. It's going to end up being. Good punt by Whalen there.
He might work his way into a varsity spot.
Yeah, Coach Pettis met him as he didn't even get off the field. Coach Pettis giving a high five there to the youngster Waylon Wilson. Good little boot by him. Again, there's stuff like that all night long, right, Kyle? There's little positives you can take out regardless of what the score is, and we're able to find positive things all around the field. A lot to work on, too, which is what coaches want this time of year.
So that was a huge punt by Waylon Wilson. Good job. Wilson's a sophomore, and he's going to be headed into his junior year. But, yeah, like you said, Cody, good little tidbits like that in the game. Good to see. A lot of these guys trying to make the roster, and a situation like that can get you on to a varsity starting spot. Here's a nice run. That was Anthony Smith running up the right side. That would be good for a first down, but a flag on the play, Cody.
Yeah, it looks like far side, maybe a hold. Sure is. He's going to bring it back. Zephyrhills, it's probably, the fourth or fifth holding penalty they've had here tonight. Getting a little handsy with it, but all in all, I think Coach Carroll's going to be probably overall pretty pleased with the way his Bulldogs have played here tonight. I think Coach Pettis the same, right? I think you got what you want, got the experience. It's just a matter of fine-tuning some things.
Right you are, Cody. And the flag will be on Zephyrhills, so that brings up a first down and 13. This is Josh Howard in at quarterback for Zephyrhills. 7 minutes to go. Josh Howard will likely be the starting quarterback of the junior varsity team this season. Not sure if the Villages see the Zephyrhills in the regular season. Not sure what the JV schedule is looking like here, Cody.
Yeah, I don't believe these two teams will meet. Again, they will not meet again, but they've kind of struck up this friendship here, Coach Pettis and Coach Carroll in the spring. And it used to be, the Villages in Eustis for quite a while. I want to say maybe 6-8 years there in a stretch of about 10 years, locked horns in the spring. Even going back to just a couple years ago did they stop that series, and VHS picked up Zephyrhills instead. And that's what coaches across the state want to do, right? They want to try to find someone they feel like they can match up well with and have a good competitive game. And I think both sides will agree we got that here tonight.
Good tackle by the Villages defense, getting in there.
Once again, Bernie on the carry.
Getting in there was number 24 for the Buffalo, Dylan Goller.
21, Rhett Bigham, and number 60.
Rhett Bigham in there as well.
Yeah, really starting to get to the roster here and get some of these young guys in. And you're seeing just about every play, there's 2 or 3 guys jogging on and off the field. Buffalo coaching staff wanting to make sure that try to get everybody in here, make sure everyone has ample snaps, get some good film and some good teaching tape for them this summer.
See number 60, Aiden Hepner, in there at the edge position. And here's a give to Dylan Burnley. Gains a couple of yards on the play once again. Knocked down by number 31, Hunter Steele-Denley. So Steele-Denley making a couple of plays. We really enjoyed watching his brother last year as well, Cody.
Yeah, we did. Landry's a heck of a player. He's the type of guy that coach asks you run through a wall. He asks you how hard. He just does anything coaching staff asks. Kind of plagued by injuries there at the end of last season, but his brother's coming in, picking up right where he left off. Really coachable young man and getting some good action here tonight.
And so Zephyrhills will punt it here, being that it's 4th down and 4. On comes Stone. And this one is not very good. Going to land at about the 36-yard line. Only a net gain of about 24 yards. If it's one thing that Zephyrhills likely will want to work on for the regular season, it's trying to get that punting a little bit more secured, Cody.
Yeah, I would think so, right? Special teams often overlooked, but it's a third of the game. It's a very important part of this game, and the Buffalo know it. Coach Pettis, Wednesday on the weekly schedule of practices when we're in the regular season, Wednesday is a special teams day, and it is not overlooked here in Middleton. It's a very important part, and I'm sure it is just the same down in Zephyrhills for Coach Carroll. I mean, it's a huge part of this game, and it's a good night like tonight to try to sort some of those issues out.
So we get the water break with 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the game. It's a game that Zephyrhills basically won 21-20. We're now into the junior varsity portion of the game and just trying to shore a few things up and looking forward to the fall season here at the H.G. Morse Range. 5 games here, including the spring game. There's 6 games total this year at the H.G. Morse Range, so really looking forward to it, Cody.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. It's a really good home schedule this year, Kyle. And again, starting off with Wildwood. And it doesn't get any better than that, right? Having one of your in-county rivals come to town. That'll kick off the regular season for us on August 22nd right here, 7 p.m.
This one is bobbled. We have a flag down on the play before the snap.
That 2025 schedule here in the fall, they'll start August 15th at Harmony down in St. Cloud for the Fall Classic, and then home for a couple, Wildwood, Lecanto. On the road for 3 in a row at South Lake, at Citrus, at Tavares. That was a fun one we had last year here. And then some home cooking, 3 in a row against Bellevue, Crystal River for homecoming, district foe Astronaut. On the road at reigning district champion Cocoa. And then we'll close shop senior night on Halloween here against Mount Dora.
Got to love the local schedule. Another flag, and things getting ugly. And boy, Richard Pettis, he's not too happy down there. He's yelling at his team down there. That's 2 in a row.
False start on the Buffalo cost us 5 more.
Certainly will want to shore that up. Junior varsity season always fun to watch as well. These players continue to develop year after year at the Villages. It's always fun. Every year you get a couple of players that have some really outstanding JV seasons, and they then come up and work their way onto the varsity roster, Cody.
Yeah, they really do. It's always fun to see those guys contribute. And you get to the end of the year, once that JV schedule finishes, call some of those guys up. You never know when they get to make an impact. It's always fun to watch and see how they progress.
This is first down and 20. Oh, man, what a hit. Good job by the Zephyrhills defense. In there on the tackle was Andrew Bray. Got to hand it to the Zephyrhills defense. They came here to play this evening, and it started off rough for the Zephyrhills defense, but once they kind of found their footing, that second quarter, and they were able to get a couple of turnovers there, and then kind of turn the game around for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think so. We've seen flashes of this Buffalo offense playing really well, but then there's times that they've sort of just stubbed their toe. Give credit to Zephyrhills. They took advantage of it.
Got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Yeah, we got more flags here. And another offsides on the Villages. So Richard Pettis really getting onto his team right now. And really, if you're Richard Pettis, you just want them to don't jump off sides. Just watch the football at this point, right, Cody?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the young guys getting a little excited out here as JV guys. Got to get the basics down.
James Kennedy airs one out, and this one is going to be incomplete, and we have our 4th flag in a row down on the field.
Oh, boy, and Alistair Clark had a beat on 2 defenders. He was streaking down this near sideline. James Kennedy just overthrew him.
Flag down. We'll see what this is. This is in the secondary.
Personal foul going against Zephyrhills, so Buffalo going to get a lot of this yardage back right here.
And they'll replay second down. It'll be second down and 14 on the 31-yard line of the Villages. Three minutes, 10 seconds to go in the game. Score is 0-0 in this junior varsity matchup. Only playing 1 quarter of junior varsity football this evening. Zephyrhills won the varsity game 21-20 in 3 quarters. Kennedy flushed out. gets out of it and just has to throw this one out of play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 14.
I get one more opportunity here. If you're Jay Kennedy, try to air one out, get a big gain, and maybe you can try to find Alistair Clark streaking down the sideline again. Look, Alistair Clark coming from Buffalo track team, cross country as well, and boy, ton of speed to burn for him. I'll try to throw one up and let him go get it again, maybe.
So 3rd down and 14. Time winding down at the Village's spring game. Well, the final games of the year here on TVCS Live, at least for the 2024-25 season. So it goes out of play, and we're going to do it for real in August. And we come back here looking forward to a great volleyball schedule that we're going to have for you on TVCS Live here again this upcoming season. Got a great group of girls coming back this season. Recently, the Buffalo Stampeders actually competed out in Utah at the Nationals. First time that ever happened, Cody.
Yeah, a lot of excitement building around, momentum building around Michelle Moorman and her volleyball program, and a lot of those girls coming off a regional runner-up finish in beach volleyball this spring. Just the 2nd year of the program here.
Okay, so the first punt was really good. That one not so good. That's going to go down for about 12 yards. But this is something that you got to get through in spring football. You got to work the kinks out.
It is, and Coach Pettis was there to congratulate him after that big 49-yard boot, and he's out there again to teach him. He's down there right now sort of just mimicking the way he punted that football and showed that he was kind of off balance. So the good and the bad, Coach Pettis sticking with his players and coaching them through this one. And, yeah, I mean, you got to get through these moments here to have an opportunity to do it when the lights shine on some Friday night in October or November.
1st down and 10 for Zephyrhills. Time winding down in the spring football game. 2 minutes, 42 seconds to go. And you're going to be able to watch graduation right here on TVCS Live as well. Cody, tell them a little bit after this play. Tell us a little bit about the graduation plans as we get a completion and a 1st down for Zephyrhills.
Yeah, we mentioned it, doing it inside here, Buffalo Sports Complex. Makes it a little bit easier, especially those of us helping out with the broadcast of it. But, yeah, always a good time, this graduation. It's such a special ceremony, right? I mean, every year. And it's sort of, I almost, in a sense, just, it's sort of this foregone conclusion, and it's just another thing, part of the spring. It's a rite of passage, whatever you want to call it. But, boy, you get to actually come to these ceremonies, and I know you've been to them locally as well. You just get around them, get around the families, and what a special time it is for all of these youngsters and their families. And so happy to celebrate it here. We got several award ceremonies, scholarship ceremonies coming up. Of course, a senior breakfast coming up next Thursday, and then graduation here Friday night at 7 p.m. at the Buffalo Sports Complex. Really fun week for these 12th graders.
Yeah, so special. My brother-in-law, Mason Landon, he just graduated Lake Tech today, so congratulations to Mason. Very proud of him. Graduated the diesel mechanics program over at Lake Tech, so that's over in Eustis. Very excited about them. 2nd down and 5 for Zephyrhills with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game. Here's Howard. Howard's going to give this one up to James. James reverses course to the 20. Down to the 10. James looking for the end zone. James has the touchdown, and Zephyrhills goes up 6-0 in the JV game. But we do have flags on the play.
See if this comes back or if it'll stand. Certainly be a shot in the arm for the Zephyrhills JV unit, but they're starting to walk backwards. Body language isn't good for the visitors, so maybe this is going to come off the board. And yet another holding call against the Bulldogs. Will erase the touchdown.
That was for the win right there for Zephyrhills, pretty much, essentially. Again, we are in the JV portion of this game. Varsity teams played the first 3 quarters, and Zephyrhills won 21-20. We're getting 12 minutes of JV action, but it's been fun so far watching some of these guys.
Yeah, it's a glimpse of the future, right? It's Thursday night guys, and then hopefully someday Friday nights as well. I mean, that's the goal, build them up, and he does a better job than that. The Buffalo coaching staff here, Richard Pettis.
Ball on the 14-yard line. Rolling back to pass is Howard. And incomplete. Was looking for Shakur Johnson.
Johnson was wide open. That pass could have just been thrown a few inches lower. Tips off the top of his hands there, and he had some room to run and maybe could have raced towards that pylon in the corner of the end zone, but nonetheless, a little bit of pride here maybe for the Buffalo defense, the JV unit trying to keep these Bulldogs out of the end zone here.
Bring up 2nd down and 10 for Zephyrhills.
2nd and 10, Zephyrhills from the 13.
Howard with King James to his right. King James, all right.
LeBron?
Maybe. We got Mini James out there. And this one's a quarterback keeper by Howard. Stuns the defense, and Zephyrhills is going to take a 6-0 lead with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the JV game.
It's a really well-designed play there. A lot of eye candy, right? There's a lot of motion there that the Buffalo defense had to account for. It was ran to a perfection. Execution there by Zephyrhills. Like jet sweep motion look, little fake handoff, maybe a little read look out of that quarterback, and right up the middle and in. And Zephyrhills 6-0 here in the JV portion with 1 minute 5 to go.
So coming on for the extra point will be Ethan Stone to make it 7-0, and Zephyrhills defense has played pretty well in the JV game, and the offense clicking now as they come down and potentially score the go-ahead point to win the JV game. This one's up and it's good. 7-0 lead for Zephyrhills as the Buffalo JV team has 1 minute and 5 seconds left to try to tie this game.
Yeah, why not, right? Probably let him air it out here a little bit. See if it's Jay Kennedy back in at quarterback. Would assume so, and let him throw it down the field. Try to maybe stun Zephyrhills right back and feel good about the way you end. But either way, a lot to like both sides tonight, a lot to work on, and keep these coaches busy throughout the summer months.
Well, this is the end of the 2024 and 25 school year, the beginning of the 25-26 school year at the Villages. Cody, explain some of the things that happened this year. We had a lot of great, we had state champions this year. We had FHSA playoff appearances. We nearly had a basketball team that won a state championship. What a year it's been.
Yeah, it's really been special. A couple state runner-up finishes for a couple teams. Girls bowling team, their first ever state runner-up finish. Boys basketball team falling just a bucket short, winning their first ever state championship, so a runner-up again for them, second time in 3 years. Finished as state runner-up. We've had mentioned the state champions, Jonathan Clossy, a wrestler, Malik Williams, boys weightlifting. It's been a really fun year. We talked about it earlier, the football team making it back to the playoffs last fall for the first time since 2021, looking to get back there again this year. And all in all, it's been a really fun ride. Baseball team playoff, softball team winning their first ever playoff game, the FHSA playoffs. Boy, it's just the list goes on and on how many good things we've had. Girls basketball, you talk about Zion McCray and what she was able to do as a senior, and she leaves as the all-time assists leader here in the program, 204, number 2 in points as well. And boy, you just honestly every season, Kyle, fall, winter, spring, you can hit on just about every sport and find something to like. Been a really good year, and we've had some fun bringing it to them on TVCS Live, have we not?
It has been a joy this year, and it's been a lot of fun to call the games with you, buddy, this season. With our incredible team here at TVCS Live, Drew Charltree, one of those members that calls a lot of games with you, did a lot of the basketball games and football, the volleyball games this year, a bunch of soccer with him, and great to have him on full time here at the Villages as well. Marty Zero, our technical director, who makes everything happen here, and our incredible photography staff as well, India Pantene, and Everybody that makes this thing go. Tristan, of course, that makes it go around, Cody.
Yeah, Tristan Davison, good job, videographer. And, of course, Thomas Weathers up top, man in the camera for us tonight, as he does at many events. Can't do it without, they say it takes a village, right, even here in the villages, and certainly takes a village to get it done on TVCS Live, and we'll see if that's the final play. Nope, a couple guys going to try to rush on here for the Buffalo. Maybe get one more snap in.
15 seconds to go in the game. And the Bulldogs are going to win both the varsity and the junior varsity game. They win the varsity game 21-20, the final score. And they are going to win this JV skirmish 7-0, the final score. Cody, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought overall not bad. You like the first drive by the Buffalo, and you like the way that the tonight's Spring Classic started. I think both offensive and defensively. That's what you show on the film. If you're Coach Pettis and this Buffalo coaching staff, you just got to you got to find the positives. A lot of good to work on here in this summer too. You know, those coaches love getting to work. They're gonna have plenty to work on here.
Well, for Cody Hills, I'm Kyle Coppola. For our incredible crew, thank you for watching all season long. Got one final event for you this season on TVCS Live, and that's going to be graduation next week, so make sure to tune into that. Thanks, everybody, for watching the spring football game. Zephyrhills wins a final score of the varsity game 21-20, and the final score of the JV skirmish 7-0. That Zephyrhills won on both. We'll see you in August. We're looking forward to a great slate of fall games here on TVCS Live. Until then, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching. This is TVCS Live, signing off.